Hey. Okay. Hey.
Oh, shit. Hey.
What are
Hey,
we
everybody. Welcome. Hey, Kurt, I'm RK. Welcome to EDM Underground Podcast. This is our inaugural.
Hey, I don't listen to EDM. What are we doing?
Dude, it's Friday.
It's This Week in Wrestling. Top Rope Renegades, This Week in Wrestling. What are we doing?
Didn't you get the memo?
What memo?
The memo I sent.
Did you?
You know, Fridays we'd start doing. No.
I don't listen to EDM, RK.
But I sent.
I don't like it.
You know what? I can. It's Friday. It's Thursday's wrestling. What?
I understand that things happen in life.
Now I'm not ready. I don't have shit. Oh my. All right. Yeah. Fine. Do your thing, man. Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. This is episode number 18. We are recording on a Friday. It is normally posted on a Friday. We normally record on Thursdays.
My point. It's
Understand.
EDM Fridays.
Didn't know even we were doing EDM Fridays.
I sent it to you.
How?
Remember that thing last week I said telepathically we'd start sending information to each other?
That's not how that works. We don't have a connection. No.
I thought we did, man. I thought we did.
EDM, though?
Oh, it's cool.
EDM, though.
You never just popped a whole bunch of Molly, you went to like some weird underground like club and just no? Okay. Good.
No, I'm straight edge. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is Top Rope Renegades.
Yeah, Punk would be proud of you.
Yeah, he would. This week in wrestling, we got a good amount of stuff to get to this week. A laundry list of news of stuff that came out. I'm getting a. Are you acknowledging me?
No, but I would, because even though you don't help me grow my interests, I still acknowledge you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Anyways, nonetheless, no, I'm just saying the video was short this week, and I just wanted to, touch on that.
Yeah.
I'm being lazy. Honestly, the week before was the empty seats because, AEW just sucks lately. And now I'm just like, you know what? I got a new idea for a video, so I'm going to come up with something this week, and hopefully I'll have us a nice fancy new video next week.
Let's just be very honest with this. This is a hobby that we do in our free time. We both have
We are here for the 20 subscribers. That's right. 20 subscribers we have now. We love each and every one of you, which is myself and Kurt included, so we love ourselves.
Yeah.
But the other 18 of
thank you
20 people.
For the 20 subscribers now, man. I mean, we might as well we're on the road. We're on the road to the money. You know what I'm saying? We're coming.
Eventually, this won't be a hobby. We'll be traveling. You're going to get us copyrighted again every week. Money. How do we get money to copyright us?
Well, I don't know how YouTube works, but we're having fun. We're doing this.
Anyways, we're going to be going all over the world. Chris Van Vliet, we're going to, just push him off the edge.
By the way, he's incredible what he does. Him and Sam Robertson, too, guys watch. But besides that, thank you so much for the 20 is 20, but the fact that there's 20 people that actually have subscribed and do give us a listen, we do truly appreciate it because we're just two dudes having fun watching wrestling. Well, trying to have fun for the most part.
Not this week, really.
Not on Wednesdays. But yeah, we love talking about it, and we do have a laundry list of things to get to in the rumors, news, and innuendo. I'm pretty sure because there seems to be some stuff coming out here left and right. Contract news, venue news, and we are inching ever so closer to the next AEW pay-per-view, which is All In. We'll touch on AEW Dynamite from this past week, and boy,
is it possible to be less interested in a pay-per-view with the shows leading up to it, which is like literally each week I'm just losing interest in even wanting to watch the pay-per-view.
I don't know. I mean,
they already gave me the best match period for that whole card like 3 weeks ago for free.
We'll get into Dynamite, but I mean, yeah, that was a tough watch. But of course, the usual, the SmackDowns, the Raws, the NXTs, and the AEW Dynamite.
The good shit. Well, except for the last one. Why'd you have to go and do? I say that you throw Dynamite and ruin what
I'm talking about what we're talking about. But
really, honestly, it's fucking up my whole vibe. I was fucking grooving. I'm stuck.
Well, with that being said, let's do something that you do enjoy doing, and that is the news, the rumors, the innuendo of Top Rope Renegades this week from August 9th to the 15th. Here are the headlines from the, by the way, highly touted newspaper Top Rope Renegades. Rave reviews. A couple reviews, and
imagine the day we have our own newsletter to go up against fucking tunas.
Don't even get me started on that piece of shit. Internal there was an internal AEW memo that was sent out, and just so happened that we here at the Top Rope Renegades got our hands on it, and this is a direct quote from Tony Khan. It is a direct quote from the horse's mouth. Tony Khan said that all storylines are to only advance at other companies' shows. This coming off the heels of Will Ospreay showing up at Rev Pro to attempt to attack MJF, who was having a match with Michael Oku. So we will advance storylines not on AEW television. That is a direct quote from Tony Khan, from our sources that got the internal AEW memo that was sent around. RK, good job with your sources getting that. That's incredible.
Hey man, that's what I'm here for. I got people everywhere. The ones at AEW aren't happy that they're there though.
Mm-hmm. So AEW introducing the Conglomeration, group of wrestlers, male and female, and the WWE says, "Hold my beer, y'all." You may have to say the name of the new group that debuted, or we'll get to it when we get to Raw. But go ahead. The new group consisting of Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and
so against all amazing advice that WWE got from the IWC all across the world.
Zelina Vega too.
They should, they had the stud line, they had the studs, like this. They could have ran with this, but they decided to go with the Pure Fusion Collective. I don't even know. I don't even understand. Are they like nuclear? Or like
Pure Fusion Collective?
I don't. Seriously, I thought the conglomeration. That's why I thought the conglomeration was bad, but WWE just like wow.
So the shout out.
AEW fired the dude that came up with that name. WWE hired them the next day, and they came up with that name, and now the dude's jobless because.
Shout out to the PFC and WWE. Dominic Mysterio made an appearance on the Logan Paul podcast Impulsive, and this is a direct quote from Dominic. They would love you as a heel. This is legit a quote. They would love you as a heel in Japan, especially with that hat. Do you think Dom went on Impulsive knowing what Logan got into in Japan, or was he just 100%? His age, he definitely knows. So, yeah, that was hilarious. There was a lot of.
He went full heel on Logan. Although I'll get to it in the news here because there's more on it. But if you haven't watched that episode, it's probably Dominic is. I've said it. I don't know if I said it on the show, but I'm pretty sure I have. The progression from what he was 3 years ago to what he is today is remarkable. He is easily the best heel in all. MJF is man, but Dominic's on fire right now.
You can say. I'll say it for you. I think Dom may be the biggest heel in wrestling now. In my opinion, it was MJF, but
the dude was a heel, and then he did a heel turn.
Yeah.
while being a heel.
Insane. Yeah, as
And then he
said,
goes on impulsive, and I mean, Logan took some shots, and actually the one that blew my mind the most is right off. If you listen to Dominic talk, it's just like, "What's wrong with your voice, man?" And even Logan was like, "What's wrong with your voice, dude?" He's like, "What are you talking about, man?" He's just like, "No, that definitely ain't right."
That don't fit. I haven't watched the full episode, but I have seen the clips.
It's really good.
I know they asked about his home life with his wife and how
The
she
first
feels
text
about
he
it.
got was, "There's a tarantula in the garage."
Yeah, and he's like, Rhea Ripley just licked the entire side of my face, and the text I get was, "There's a tarantula in the garage." So it seems like she's cool with it, and she understands that it's work.
And then what's Logan's buddy's name?
That is crap. I know Big Mike. That's Big Mike. It's Mike.
Big Mike. He's like, "So honestly, Dom, which one?" And Dominic's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Your wife or your work wife?" He's like, my wife. He's like, "But if y'all want the clickbait, my work wife." And they're like, "Oh,
yeah."
They're just gonna clip that part.
I mean, he's got a good one at home, because there's a lot of girls in this world that would not let fly what Dom has been getting into.
I mean, yeah, actually, actors and actresses.
Actors are actors, man.
Breakups all the time, but nonetheless,
yeah.
Everything I see from Dom in the last like 6 months, 8 months,
Yep.
mint. The dude is on fire. He is. I never saw this because 3 years ago he looked like a little baby face. He was a horrible wrestler, and he was just riding on raised tails. And then
the heel turn started.
He's so good now. It's ridiculous. I did not see it coming. Kudos to that kid, because he is legit, and he's going to carry that Mysterio name on for easily till he's done, and then I'm sure his kids will carry it on.
Yep. So what's in the news, Mr. EDM? What do we got?
Oh, hey, we got a bit this week. Nothing major, nothing crazy. Some rumors, some news, some innuendo. On an episode of Keeping It 100, Conan. Anyways, WCW legend said one of the reasons why Cody Rhodes left AEW in 2022 was because there were problems between Brandy Rhodes and Britt Baker, and Tony Khan always takes Britt's side.
He didn't take Britt's side during the last thing.
Hey, not if you actually listen to what MJF said and Britt said. Now did she actually get suspended? Like, what's going on here? How does a piece of news like that, where everybody's reporting that Britt was suspended for an altercation,
right?
And then a week later, both of them come out saying that's not true. It's like, how did everybody get that news then? How I personally have a feeling that Tony Khan's like, "Yo, guys, go out there and say some shit because now we're getting a huge backlash for it because we didn't suspend MJF." Even though what MJF said makes a lot of sense. Like, tell me if this passes the sniff test. I burst into the women's locker room, throw a tantrum, punch a wall in the vicinity of Britt Baker, and she's the one that gets suspended. Like, come on, guys. But I feel like there's a lot more to this story, and Tony Khan's just like, "Yo, guys, we got to do something because we fucked up." I don't know who leaks the shit out of AEW, but more shit leaks out of AEW than possibly should.
Just before you carry on with your news, it has just been confirmed by the Anawahi family that Afa has passed away. I know he did pass away. Dave Meltzer is a fucking idiot. Dave Meltzer is the example of wanting.
Dave Meltzer literally puts shit out there, hoping that he's the first to say it.
Right,
he did. Like, "Oops, I made a mistake."
It's the exact same thing he did with Pat McAfee when Pat McAfee's father-in-law passed away, and he's like
99% sure it's part of the storyline, guys.
Yeah, he was dealing with a death in the family, so he wasn't there. And then he had reported early, Afa has passed away. And then he deleted the tweet and said, apologize. He didn't even say he was sorry. That's the part that blew my mind. He just was like, I got to read exactly because I don't want to be, that guy.
I'll be that guy. I like being that guy.
He's just an idiot, man. For some reason, I'm not seeing the picture, but yeah, whatever. Dave Meltzer's an idiot, but yes, Afa has passed away. So that's Afa. Sika passed away. Kevin Sullivan actually passed away this week as well.
Yes, he did. Rest in peace. So that guy was a legend.
Kevin Sullivan and Dennis Brent. I don't know who Dennis Brent is, but apparently he is. He was a part of the wrestling industry. So, prayers, wishes to the family, best wishes to the family, and yeah. But Dave, deactivate your Twitter because you're a piece of shit.
Pouring one out for the homies.
Dave Meltzer is an
Anyway,
absolute piece of shit.
he
But
is.
sorry to go with that, but yes, carry on with your news, okay?
Kota Ibushi indicated that he will return to AEW when Kenny Omega is back. Meltzer jumps all over this instantly and says, I think Kenny's return isn't too far away.
No, here's what happened. The report, Kota will come back when Kenny Omega returns. Come to AEW when Kenny Omega comes back. Dave was just jerking his meat to this one, wasn't he? Jesus Christ. This dude is foaming at the mouth. Oh, Kenny's probably coming back soon. I'll be honest.
Shut the fuck up. So are you. And so am I. AEW needs Kenny Omega back.
And I do. I think I said it watching Dynamite. I think I said, man, he's got to come back, maybe, or make an appearance at All In. You think?
Well, it's been reported. It's been reported. Might have been Meltzer that even reported this, but it's been reported that he's back in the gym working out already. His surgery was back in May, so maybe he's doing light workouts already, or maybe he's back working out. Maybe he's not. It's all rumors. I've not personally seen him at any gym. That's because I don't go to the gym, but.
The dude's a machine, though. But yeah, AEW,
they need him back.
They need Kenny Omega. I thought that MJF coming back would help, and I'm not saying Kenny Omega coming back will help, like the ratings and the negative response. I'm not saying that, but speaking as a fan,
you get a pop. You'll get a pop.
You'll get a pop, and I think that Kenny being back and having matches is good for AEW because he is
the best belt machine.
He's the best wrestler in the world. I'm confident in that. When he's healthy.
I know it.
Like I told
you, you watch all his different matches, and they vary. He has so many different styles he can work from. One of his matches is not the same as the last match.
Yep.
Where you brought up a very good point. Ospreay's matches, they're predictable.
It is, and it's not a knock on.
And it's extremely talented and extremely entertaining, but it's predictable.
You know what's coming, and maybe that's just because we've watched so much Ospreay. But now it's he's gonna have a match every week almost on TV, and it's the same setup. It's the same build. It's everything is the exact same. Oh, here we go. The guy's on the outside near the floor. What's he gonna do? He's gonna run and he's gonna do a flip, and then wait, here we go. Oscutter. Oh, here we go. We'll do the.
And don't forget Don't forget about the part where the first 5-7 minutes of the match he gets beaten down, and then makes his comeback. Yeah, almost every single match.
It is very similar, but yeah, Kenny Omega I think is the best wrestler in the world.
You don't get the nickname the best belt machine by not being the best wrestler.
Yeah, who gave him that nickname?
I'm not sure, but whoever did was right.
I think it was Dave.
No way. No fucking way David gave him that.
Honestly,
there's no fucking chance in hell. And
Kenny
if he did, kudos.
Kenny probably gave himself that nickname. Or somebody from the Elite probably did, or Bullet Club at the time.
Doesn't matter. Whoever gave it to him is right. He is.
I preferred the Cleaner nickname. Or I know he's still the Cleaner.
Cleaner's sweet.
I love the Cleaner. He's still the Cleaner. But
the best belt machine, that's just something different.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I'm the best wrestler in the world. Kenny Omega's like, yeah, well, I put on the best matches, period.
The belt collector. He was the belt collector.
Had 4 of them. I don't have these in my notes, but talking about injuries made some things pop up in my head. Adam Cole was at Dynamite this week backstage. He is training, and there is rumors that he'll be back imminently.
Good. That's positive news. I'm not saying he's gonna have the same impact as Kenny Omega, but I feel like they need Adam Cole too, because Adam Cole is fantastic.
Yes, on the mic.
Yeah, and he's great in the ring, and it's just, man, I really still, it has nothing to do with the wrestling, but I wonder if there really was a split between him and Britt Baker.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
maybe other shit was going on.
Listen, that's their personal life. Who cares? But
yeah, hey, Adam Cole on his stream said that he was moving back to PA by himself. So
we'll see. But yeah,
nonetheless, more injury news. Big E is in the news. He says his neck's not healing 100% probably. It's more just kind of It's not fusing properly. It's just kind of slowly amalgamating back together. And he says, "Don't count me out quite yet."
Don't do that.
He's like, "I'm not a spring chicken anymore. The clock's ticking, but I still have hope."
Don't do that, Big E. Don't give me
So,
hope. Shout out to Marvel, the Avengers. Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Bobby Lashley's contract has officially expired with WWE. He is now a free agent. The Hurt Syndicate was copyrighted, trademarked on the 14th by MVP's old company that he used back in 2014.
They're totally going to show up on AEW, I think.
Probably.
But does AEW have? This is. Did they have?
Well, you know, we say everyone's going to show up on. What's Ricochet been up to?
I'll be honest. You want to know what I think?
Out of all the people that should have showed up in AEW by now, it should have been Ricochet.
That is one person that should
have
agreed. I think Ricochet's just enjoying life, chilling. To be fair.
Yeah, you see Hump Wednesday, Samantha fucking copied the Rhea Ripley Buddy Matthews fucking picture.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Also, Samantha Irvin said yesterday that she's retiring.
Yeah. The hump
Wednesday's
days.
photo hump dump. That's sad.
Yeah.
I don't believe her.
Somebody or you, I'll do it if I can get all the hump day pictures she's put together for the full year, and then I'll do Green Day. I'll do the Green Day song with them. Hope you had the time of your life.
We're not gonna look fucking creepy at all.
Honestly, she'll probably love it. Don't fucking act like that. She'll probably be like, yeah, that's amazing.
That's cool. That's cool. Thanks, guys. We love you. You gotta follow from
subscribe.
Me and a like and a love.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
If we just get one wrestler to subscribe to this, we're made it.
Yeah, and then they show
She's not a wrestler, but she is the coolest. Samantha Irvin's the best thing WWE's got going for them.
We're not going to that rabbit hole. Carry on with the news.
More contract news. Mustafa Ali is currently done with the TNA for now.
Yeah, I don't think he ever signed a contract with TNA. I'm pretty sure he just was having some fun doing some wrestling matches.
Yeah. Jelly Roll was on Pat McAfee's show, said he wants to get into better shape because he has unfinished business in the WWE.
I still haven't watched that full interview yet, and I've been meaning to. I've just been so busy at work. I normally throw it on.
Matt, I want to see more Jelly Roll on TV. That was fun as fuck.
Jelly Roll.
Anybody who did not like that segment at SummerSlam is dead inside. You're dead.
Yeah,
dead
for sure.
inside.
For sure. And, you know, listen to his music too. The dude's Jelly Roll's story is just, I feel like people gravitate towards Jelly Roll and just how he's a sweet big man. He's a lovable guy. Makes music for people that have been through some shit. And then now we learn, he loves professional wrestling and he had the time of his fucking life at SummerSlam. So yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Meltzer. This guy pops up every week because he posts news, rumors, and innuendo. Meltzer said the decision makers in AEW, like, he just says shit that, yeah, a blind person could see that, Dave. Good fucking investigative journalism. Fucking Meltzer said the decision makers in AEW see something in the Beast Mortos. That's why he didn't take the pin in the trios match, and Rush took the pin instead. Yeah, no shit. We saw it too. Mortos is actually ridiculously good. That fucking thing he does where he does like the fucking corkscrew side through the ropes is unreal. And Rush sucks. Or Roosh, give me the hurt. You get whatever the fuck.
Did you watch the full Cultaholic interview with MJF yet or no?
Yes.
MJF does bring up the horn. I was like, finally, Jesus Christ.
I love that. He's full heel the whole interview. I'm not that good. I try. That one that
you had me going. You had me going. I was like, really? All right.
That's tough. It's tough to stay in that character nonstop. MJF's a legend. Brian Alvarez said fucking Jesus. I don't know why I read these guys. Brian Alvarez said the reason why the Young Bucks have not been around lately is because of their contract only having a certain amount of dates. The Bucks don't book their matches and will show up when called upon by AEW. Let's just take a second with that. Are they not the EVPs of this company?
They are.
Why would they have contracts that have a certain? They're the EVPs of the company. Shouldn't they be there all the time?
I'm gonna attempt to play devil's advocate, kind of, but not really, because it makes no sense to me. I think they're contracted as talent. That's the contract, right? Talent.
Are they not the EVPs though?
Right. Their EVP contract probably doesn't state anything about in-ring dates. There's probably a talent contract in the EVP contract.
Okay, well, look at it this way though.
Right?
Fucking
Am I
Cody
right? Am I
Rhodes,
wrong?
no contract, finished out his dates with AEW.
Right. I agreed, but
John Moxley, no contract
he
for New
wrestled.
Japan, wrestles those dates. No, he wrestled without a
It's
contract for AEW when he first started there.
it's very interesting because it's
So these guys are the best wrestlers in the world, and they're just a bunch of bitches when it comes to dates.
so that's what it sounds like to me on when you.
These
when you
guys
think
ain't
about
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns can have that in their contract. The Bucks aren't those dudes. They're not those
No.
dudes.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not those guys. It's weird.
And they showed up on Dynamite, and guess what? Their match was pointless, stupid, and it wasn't very good. And it looks like they hadn't wrestled in 6 months. That's because they haven't. Well, except if you want to call it blood and guts match something, but whatever. Anyways, unless we'll get to it. That just shit pisses me off. These guys are still young. Nick's like what, 33, and Matt's like 37, or the other way around, whatever.
Yeah, something like
This
that.
ain't the time in your career to fucking just be. You should be the two biggest draws for AEW. Y'all can't see what AEW is going through right now. Your numbers are way down. Your attendances are way down. You should be out there hustling, trying to get those fucking numbers back in the seats. But you're taking weeks off at a time, months, because your contract.
To ask you,
Does Tony Khan not have billions and billions of fucking dollars? They could just, hey, we'll give you some more money if you show up more often. Let's get this shit back on the road. When Kenny comes back, do you think he's just going to lay back and just take it easy? No, Kenny's going to come back and he's going to fucking be a beast.
He should make feeling out process, please, Kenny. Don't get hurt.
No, but diverticulate. You get surgery, it heals, you're good. It's not really one of those things that re-injures itself.
Just get healed. How about that? Just get healed and then go off. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, I thought you had something. Okay,
cool. I do have a question, but I'm gonna do it right before we.
Question now.
When we get to Dynamite. Oh yeah, fucking, I'll ask you now. This is a serious question. Give me.
We're here to fucking talk about wrestling, okay? So let's fucking talk about wrestling.
What is one thing you think that AEW can do to get viewership up?
That's fair. She's choking people. It's good. It's fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah, what is one thing you think that AEW could do to get their viewership up?
They have to build suspense for upcoming pay-per-views. SummerSlam, while we all knew, pretty predictable. I'm not going to lie about that. Everyone's mentioned it. It was pretty predictable. True. But the suspense going into it, Rhea, Liv, Dom, what's going to happen? Is Dom going to turn on Rhea? Is she going to turn is Roman Reigns coming back? Like there's anticipation. We are given every surprise that you could have ahead of time by AEW. They show it all. They give away their best cards. They gave us a 60-minute match between Ospreay and MJF. Now, which at pay-per-view, what do you do to top that? How do you you said have another 60-minute match. It's like, well, they already fucking did that. So how does that top it?
Right.
You can't. Are they going to have a 2-hour match? Well, you're going to have a 2-hour match on your pay-per-view and then take away from all your other matches? Like, you can't just, they got to find ways to keep people wanting to come back each week and go, what's going to happen? We know what's going to happen. They give it all away. There's no suspense built. They got to build suspense for their matches. Maybe the only one that's most interesting right now is Tony and Mariah, because you're like, oh, okay, there's something like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in for Tony and Mariah. That has probably been the best built match.
But that's what I'm saying. They need to, and this may call me a WWE mark, but they need to tell stories better.
Right. And the response from AEW fans would be, well,
I went to an indie show like 2 weeks ago, and they put on banner matches just as good as AEW does.
Right.
They're not on TV.
No. And that's where AEW is still stuck in. They put on fantastic matches. No one can argue that point. But when you're doing a weekly episodic
Well,
television
Mercedes might be
show,
able to argue that part.
a weekly episodic television show, you need to be able to keep the people coming back and watching. I understand it's professional wrestling, and they're missing a key element of pro wrestling, and that is
Look at what happened in the mid '90s when it was just professional wrestling. Look at the WWE, WWF at the time, WCW. They didn't have these elaborate storylines. They just had good matches.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
But wrestling was dying off. What did they have to do? You had the Monday Night Roars. You had the Attitude Era. You started injecting all this grittiness to it. You started telling these stories, and people came back in numbers because people want to be entertained. Yes, I love watching a good Mexican match. Me and Kurt will go look up a match and be like, oh, that match is bad. Let's watch it. We'll watch it and be like, yeah, that was a fucking great match. Right. But if I watch 4 hours straight of those matches, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm getting kind of bored here. Right. I need something. There needs to
be something to draw you to watching that match. That's why professional wrestling is sports entertainment. Pro wrestling is an entertainment. And that's why on a weekly television show, have the entertainment. The match is fantastic. That's a form of the entertainment. But where is the story to keep people coming back? I'm not sure.
Imagine
NCIS, right? NCIS. They leave stuff off. I think I know what you're going to say. It's similar to what I'm saying here is NCIS, just as an example, as a show. They will have an episode, and at the very end of that episode, who knows? Fucking something ends with a cliffhanger. And what happens? Oh, I got to tune in next week to see what the hell happened. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You don't get that with AEW. You get the, oh, well, can't wait to see midweek, Monday or Tuesday before Wednesday to see what the hell Tony Khan's going to announce for the whole show. You know, it's just like, I can't
say that. Very similar to what I was saying. Like, what if you turn on, I'm going to use the Big Bang Theory. What if you turn on the Big Bang Theory and it was just 22 minutes of one-liners with no story, just them telling jokes, and you're just like, all right, cool. Why would I want to watch this again next week, though?
You know what that would be? A blooper reel.
Exactly. Which you go online, watch, enjoy. But if you want to see a story play out, you watch the episodes every week.
Right. Exactly. And I think, and Jim Cornette basically says they're just stuck in their indie ways. They think
it's an indie
show. It's not
100%.
An indie show.
It's basically an indie show. I went to an indie show and I was like, I'm watching AEW right now.
I'm saying they treat it like an indie show, but it's not. It is a television
You're
show.
On TV trying to make money and you're trying to tell stories, but you don't have anything that's cohesively put together.
So yeah,
your stories, the way you're telling your stories is literally making me less interested in your pay-per-view, which is a bad thing because you should be making people extremely interested for your pay-per-views.
And if I were to add one thing, like you said, the stories, please make the characters you have interesting and put them over to the fans. Make us invested in wanting to watch this person in a match. That kind of goes hand in hand with the story, I get, but you know.
Right. Remember when everybody was saying that WWE would turn Okada into a joke?
Yeah, Okada's a fucking clown. Speaking of clowns, by the way, just go. I ordered. Shout out to Pro Wrestling Crate. They give you a 20% off coupon for one of your orders. I got this cool little Bullet Club Los Angeles shirt, and I do a mystery shirt because I'm a degenerate. Or
just stupid.
If this was months ago before he came to AEW, I'd have been like, oh, sweet. Now I really don't care, but I got a Kazuchika Okada shirt.
Cool.
And I also did it was like $10, a 20 or 30 card mystery pack, trading card pack, because apparently you could potentially get like an autographed one or something. I didn't. The coolest card I got was a fancy looking Jay Lethal one that was put in a sleeve. I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but whatever. I'm a sucker for the mystery.
Nonetheless, make me want to tune in every week. Like,
yep.
You really should not be regressing backwards to the point where people don't want to watch your pay-per-view because you're like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah. Sorry.
Seth Rollins, while cleared to wrestle, is taking some time off to get ahead of some chronic issues and get in the best physical condition possible for what I would assume is going to be an eventual CM Punk feud.
They're gonna. Well, now it's interesting with Punk and Drew, right? Drew's up 1-0. Drew's up 1-0 in the head-to-head matches. So is it going to be like a best of a 3 thing, or is Punk going to? Because history in pro wrestling is going to tell you when they meet again, Punk's going to get the upper hand. So is that
not
it?
necessarily?
Or is it just going to be fuck it? Drew's over. Drew's better than Punk.
No, but I think maybe you save CM Punk's big win for a Hell in a Cell.
Which, I mean, the next time they link up could be Bad Blood.
No, I think the next time they link up is Bash in Berlin strap match.
Oh yeah, they did hint at that. They hinted that CM Punk. We'll get to that on Raw. Yeah, we'll see. But it's a story that makes you want to tune in. See, makes you want to tune in next week.
Exactly. See what's going on. What else makes you want to tune in next week is Roman Reigns. Yeah, he was on SmackDown. He showed up, didn't say anything, just kicked a whole bunch of ass.
Yeah,
now
man.
he's
I mean, after we
scheduled to be back on SmackDown again. Are we going to hear what he has to say tonight?
Genuinely,
I want to tune in and be like, what does the big dog got to say?
Like, let's go. Let's see what we got.
So
if he didn't,
we want to tune in.
Say anything, he just beats the shit out of people, get and leaves.
I'm cool with that too.
He just goes full mute. Roman's full mute.
I doubt that. Roman likes the sound of his own voice, man.
You're right.
PW Insider says Joe Hendry's contract with TNA is believed to run through to the end of 2025.
Yeah, read that too, but it seems that
that clearly don't matter because he's got it set in a way that he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Do you think?
And he's appearing. This is how big fucking Joe Hendry is right now. He's appearing everywhere. Some dude at like some charity football thing. Joe Hendry was up on the Jumbotron. Somebody put him up on the Jumbotron at this charity football thing at a big American stadium. I wish I would have.
Maybe you sent this to me, or I just saw
the news in Tampa.
The news guy, yeah, he's like,
no, not you. Get out.
Say
get
his
out.
name,
Not
and
you.
he appears. I need to add that graphic, so if we ever say his name, no, we'd probably say his name too much, and I'd just be sitting here. Then all of a sudden, it'd be that over and over.
But anyways,
or just a
Joe
GIF,
Hendry's
just a GIF. Yeah.
Joe Hendry's big. Hendry's big.
Legend.
PWN claims that WWE's plans to bring. I wrote that horribly. Jesus. PWN claims that the WWE plans to bring a PLE to Italy in 2025.
That'll probably be Backlash, you think?
I would think so.
That seems to be the theme with Backlash.
Also, with interesting news about where companies are going next year, AEW is scheduled all in at Texas.
Yeah.
Some stadium in Texas.
Going to be at the Globe Life Field in Dallas, Texas.
I saw a funny meme. It was a picture of stadium expectations for AEW, and it's Royal Rumble, fucking just packed house. And then they show an indie show in a baseball stadium. It's just the rain with like 30 chairs around it. Anyways, unless they're going to be in Texas for All In, which makes you wonder, why aren't they going back to Wembley? That's an interesting story to be told.
So the report that I'm reading, I was glancing over, is that the decision to go away from Wembley was made months prior, that they may return back to London eventually. But the main reason for this, I agree with this. I heard this. The main reason for doing it in Dallas is they have set up a residency for Collision and Ring of Honor tapings. I don't know if you saw that, right? Yeah. So it's like the esports arena or something like that. It's a smaller venue. Which, listen, if you like, I'm not going to watch Collision, but the clips I've seen,
it looks like it's better,
right?
Because of how it feels
more condensed, and it makes it feel better. You can tell it's smaller. You get that, but at the same time, it feels more alive. It's you're not seeing all the tarps and all this other crap, and you don't really. They try not to show you the tarps, but we know it's there. So yeah, I guess they're setting up a the deal with Dallas, All In. We'll see.
And then also they're planning on doing a stadium show over in Australia next year.
Oh, this makes more sense. I didn't read the bottom of this. Globe Life Field is where the Texas Rangers play. And the Texas Rangers are a client of Tony Khan's analytics company. So
That makes
there's the end that they got there.
Surprised they haven't done one at Jacksonville Stadium yet.
They technically did.
Oh yeah, that's true. They did the stadium stampede there.
It was COVID. It was the middle of COVID. So
yeah,
but they did have that stadium stampede segment.
Anyways, yeah, and also next year they're planning on doing a stadium show in Australia, similar to what WWE did this year. I think they were talking about the stadium that WWE did do it at.
In Perth?
In Perth. They're talking Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, or one other city they're talking about. So they might be like a tour that they do over there as well. So just in preliminary.
Hey, international fan bases do love professional wrestling.
Preliminary stages, okay. Preliminary stages, okay.
Okay. Was that a Trump? Was that a Trump?
It was a Trump. It was a Trump.
I walked in. I said, "Wow,
wow." Look at the stadiums. Look at all 70 people here for the AEW show. It's so big. It's going to be so big.
Shane Gillis said to do a Trump impression, all you have to do is put yourself in a spot, walk in, and explain that you're in that spot. And I walked in. I said, "Wow, this is a big room. What a big room. A lot of illegals." Anyway, there's a
Fightful Flex.
Go vote.
And in Canada, whatever you do, don't vote for Trudeau. Fightful Flex.
In America, good luck.
Fightful Select says there have been discussion for Michael Oku and Amira to possibly be involved in AEW's TV taping in Cardiff next week, as well as the pay-per-view at Wembley. It is also believed that the pair are very close to signing contract with AEW as well.
You know, good for him and her. Him and Ospreay.
Oku's good. Oku's fucking good.
That match him and Ospreay had that we watched, incredible. The dude is incredible. Now, I'm intrigued to know. I got to watch some of his other matches without Ospreay to see how good he is without, maybe Ospreay's fantastic. So I feel like when Oku's got to be good, but when you're in a match with Ospreay and you can match the energy and the timing, you're going to look even better because of how good Will Ospreay is. So I'd like to see him in a couple other matches. Maybe I'll try and find a way to watch that MJF match they had. But yeah,
I think I might still have my subscription.
No, I definitely finally canceled mine.
I might have not. I might just be giving them money and not watching it, which is cool. I'm here to support all wrestling except for AEW.
That's why Kurt buys the pay-per-view, right?
Correct. You can give money to that billionaire. He should be giving that shit to us for free.
He should at least let's argue that point. He should at least fucking do a little bit of a damn discount. $50 fucking for this shit.
I know.
Jesus Christ, man.
You have billions and billions of your dad's money.
I wish.
Wesleyan News Observer says the Wesleyan News Observer
Radio reported that Dwayne Meltzer said
yeah, totally run with it. I like it. One says Brock Lesnar is still not able to be used by WWE.
Brock Lesnar.
Cool. And if it stands this way, there'll be no surprise Rumble entrance. Cool. Thanks for announcing whatever I already knows.
Now I hope
these guys just report shit like it's news.
But now I hope we know.
I hope they do too. Oh yeah, they changed plans. He got cleared. He got cleared in the allegations. Yes,
what really happened would be Triple H being petty and be like, "Hey Brock, Dave Meltzer's a bitch. He says you're not going to show up at the Rumble. You want to just do it."
You want to talk about Triple H being petty, and this is legit. I don't think Triple H is petty in any way. I feel like Tony Khan is the petty little bitch. I have a very strong feeling that Tony Khan sincerely went to Triple H, and I'm sure they got each other's numbers. It's the wrestling industry. These guys, I'm sure they got a way to contact each other.
Tony Khan can get a hold of Triple H.
And vice versa, I'm sure of it.
Cody. He can fucking call Cody at this point, right?
Yeah. Anyways, nonetheless, I feel like if Tony Khan went, hey, yo, this is for
Hey,
Brian.
yo.
This is, hey, yo, we're the bad guys. This is for Brian. We'd really like to be able to use some footage of his WrestleMania win. Do you think we could? I'm sure Triple H would be like, for Brian, yes, absolutely. I feel like that would happen. I just feel like Tony wouldn't even bother asking because he's that petty.
I think there's two ways to look at that. I think he doesn't want to ask because he's petty, but then I also think in his mind he's like, I'm not gonna ask, and the IWC is gonna go crazy thinking that they denied it, and I'm not gonna say they did or didn't.
I just feel like if Tony Khan asked, Triple H would be like, for Brian, absolutely we would, because you're showing a retrospective on his career, and you leave out literally the biggest fucking thing of his career. That seems ridiculous.
Main event win at WrestleMania 30. I mean,
over two fucking
Batista, Randy Orton, and earlier in the night he beat Triple H.
And Triple
H
the same night
he beat Triple H, Randy Orton
with a fucked up shoulder,
allegedly.
Hey,
storyline.
Kayfabe, dude.
It's real to me, damn it.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Anyways, unless I feel like the video that we'll get to it, but the video on Dynamite just didn't hit the same because honestly, Daniel Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever his name is now.
The American drummer.
He catapulted to the top of the wrestling industry in one night. And before that, in an entire year. Him and the fans forced the hands of Vince McMahon to give him the title.
Yep. Truly, yeah, agreed.
So, anyways, nonetheless, I just feel like the video doesn't hit the same without that moment.
There's another story.
Even if all you ask for is that one moment when he's holding up the belt and you just show it for like 2 seconds, that's all you needed.
Even if you didn't get permission, Tony, do it anyway. Take the fine. Take the fine.
Yeah.
What if they get mad about
They're going to sue you for a little bit of money. You can afford it.
There's probably going to be another story you're going to get to here in a second. I know we're almost done with the news, but there's probably a contract.
Oh, no, dude, I got like another 20 stories here.
All right, we got another 3 hours of the news, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on tight.
I think we might just start a news show. I think this is actually probably our most fun segment. I like this.
We should just do the news and then stop. We'll just do the news every Friday. No, please. There's too much wrestling. I need days off sometimes. But no, yeah, I think the news is we have fun with this. But there is a story coming up. I assume you're going to get to with a contract situation that may lead to Tony Khan being petty. But we'll get into.
Shoot it. Do it. Just do it. We do the news. Go ahead.
The Lucha Brothers.
Yep.
That being Penta.
Something just came out about that today, and if you don't hit on it, I will.
I think what I'm leading to is what I was talking about with the pettiness. So Penta, his contract is coming up very soon.
Very soon.
And he has seemingly reports are saying he has had talks with WWE, and it seems like he wants to go to WWE. Penta says he won't go to the terms I think he wanted were he doesn't want to go to NXT, and he wants his brother Rey Fenix to come with him. He wants the Lucha Bros to stay together. The rumor was that Penta has had preliminary talks, and it seems like he has agreed. So sources in the locker room said, yeah, he's going because he doesn't want to negotiate with AEW. And so Penta seems all full force to go there. Rey Fenix, on the other hand, his contract is also coming to an end around the same time as Penta's, but there is a clause in contracts in professional wrestling where companies can add time to time you miss due to injury. Now, technically AEW could add another year to Rey Fenix's contract. What do you think about that?
That's just Tony Khan being petty.
So here's the even more petty part.
He just recently did that with Buddy Matthews. Matthews wanted a release so he could go back to WWE. He didn't say I'm going back to WWE, but everyone knew that's where he would go. And then Tony Khan's like, no, you won't get your release. And then he just threw a shit ton of money at him.
And then he said yes.
Petty.
But here's the thing.
Well, he did say yes, but
with Rey Fenix's contract, if they do say we're adding another year because of your injury,
it fucks Penta.
It fucks Penta and him wanting to go to WWE. But Tony Khan threw a little bit of a bitch fit when WWE did the exact same thing where they added a couple more months or whatever to Brody Lee's contract when he was leaving WWE, due to Brody Lee injury, he added not Triple H, it would have been Vince at the time. Added
Vince. And
added
Vince is petty.
yeah.
Vince is petty.
Oh, for sure. Added more months to Brody Lee's contract so he couldn't leave and go to AEW because everybody knew he was going to AEW. And Tony Khan was like, yeah, that's not right. You know, you should just let him go, blah, blah, blah. So if that motherfucker adds a year to Ray Phoenix's contract, he's a hypocrite little daddy's baby bitch. That's all I got to say on that one.
It just goes to show that with what Triple H is doing right now, he's branching out. He's letting Finn and JD go to fucking OTT. That's wild.
Cool. That was really cool.
Tavian Heights is over in Noah doing his shit there. He's got guys going to TNA.
Did you see Tavion doing sumo wrestling?
Yeah.
And the announcer was like, he's an Olympian, and the sumo guy was like, fuck, he's an Olympian. He just fucking slammed the dude. Tavion's legit. I like Tavion.
No, I do like Tavion. I feel like Triple H is more open to that kind of thing. And I feel like Tony Khan is just in his own little world where he legit thinks that he puts on the best wrestling show. And it goes to show he's branding a Ring of Honor, AEW, ROH, their developmental brand now. It's just like, well, yeah, we've been saying you should have done that from day one, but you're just going to continue to bury Ring of Honor.
I don't know about ROH being their developmental brand because I'm pretty sure Sammy Guevara just came back, and wasn't he just a fucking pillar of your company?
Exactly. But nonetheless, I feel like Tony Khan.
There's no such thing as the pillars anymore. Sorry. There's one pillar, and it's Mercedes Moné. Sorry. Just carry on. I just got irritated.
She literally is the only person this year to not be able to do a kip up. Have you all year seen anybody else fuck a kip up?
Listen, I'm sure there is one. I think Jade may have messed up, actually, just off the top of my head. But it's Mercedes. She knows how to do a kip up. I'm sorry. I've seen her do it before, but now all of a sudden she can't. Oh, wait. Sasha Banks knew how to do a kip up. Mercedes Moné can't.
Anyways, nonetheless, I just feel like Tony Khan is just petty because he wants to think that his wrestling company is the best.
Man, do we have to talk about wrestling after this? Like, do we have to break down the shows? Because this is good. I like this.
Anyways, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
this is good.
I just think that if Tony was a fan of wrestling as he says he was, I think we'd have at least an open conversation between him and Triple H about possibly something. But I just don't think Tony wants that.
I'll be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. Ever.
No, I don't think so either. Ever. But I think it's more Tony's doing than anybody else's.
I think it's maybe both sides. Truly. Because Triple H isn't stupid. And how many shots do AEW continuously take at WWE?
Yeah, but WWE takes shots at AEW all the time.
Right.
They're a lot more subtle, and you have to be smart to understand the shots.
But WWE...
Where AEW just straight up says WWE and then takes a shot.
Triple H knows. WWE knows. TKO knows. They're the biggest.
Yeah, but Triple H also is aware that some of the talent in AEW would flourish under WWE style.
The new regime, yeah, for sure.
MJF would be phenomenal in WWE. Yes, he would be.
His promos would have to take a little bit of a change, I think. Oh,
you
never mind.
You still cut the same promos. We're going to Netflix.
That's what I was about to say. If you throw him on Raw, yeah.
You tone it down a little bit, but you still get the same themology.
No, I take that back. I don't think you tone it down. Don't change MJF.
You brought him in to disrupt it. You disrupt the business. You make him a disruptor. Yeah. You kind of do like a takeover angle.
I don't like those.
Not quite. You don't like those? I love the NWO's takeover of WCW.
That was fine. I'm more so what left a bad taste in my mouth was when WWE bought out WCW, and then they did the whole alliance and the team WWE.
So that wasn't really,
you know what I'm saying? It's only because they didn't have the
talent
that they should have needed for that.
When fucking D-Generation X went to WCW takeover when they were trying to get into that was awesome.
That was different, and that was totally just
What's crazy?
What the
What's
fuck?
crazy about that? Have you ever heard Bischoff talk about
Yeah.
that story?
He said if he would have
He's
known
just
about it, he
like,
would have let him in.
he's like, I was doing a show. If somebody had told me they were out, I would have opened the fucking doors and let them on in. It would have been great fucking TV. Because Bischoff understood.
He's not dumb. That would have been incredible. Are you kidding me?
It would have been great TV.
I don't know if people got in trouble for breach of contracts or anything, but Vince had to have given the okay for DX to do that.
100% he did.
So like,
Bruce Pritchard and Conrad have a whole episode on it. Bruce Pritchard's like, this is what you guys can do when you get there. This is what you guys can't do. This is how you're going to do it. And they said, you can do whatever you want on the way there, but when you get there, you cannot enter the arena.
here's the thing. If Bischoff would have opened that door, would they have went in?
Yes.
100% they would have. Triple H would,
They would have went right in. And it would have been awesome. If Bischoff knew, he's like, fuck, I wish I knew. I was doing TV.
But,
had somebody came and got me and said, hey, yo, DX is outside our doors. He would have said, open the fucking doors.
I don't think they would have went in.
I think they would have.
Because you're adding viewership to a WCW show.
You're adding more viewership to a WWE show, though.
How?
Because you're the one taking over.
Would WWE... Okay, here's the caveat. If they would have allowed them to go...
But it would have been wild if you were the one watching Nitro that night instead of Raw.
Right.
And you just saw DX burst and you're like going, what the fuck is going on?
As long as Bischoff, I assume he knows, if he would have opened that door and they would have came in, WWE's cameras should have been able to go with him, I assume, right? So Bischoff, I assume, would have let that slide, or would he have stopped that?
No, he would have let it happen.
I don't know.
Good TV.
He was trying to beat him.
It's good TV.
And honestly, if I was a fan and that legitimately happened and they were walked right through the WCW arena and I was watching on USA and I was watching Raw and I'd have been like, oh shit, they're going in. I would have been flipping back and forth on the channel.
I would want to see what WCW commentators are like. Holy fuck, what the fuck is going on? Because the commentators wouldn't have a clue. The WWE commentators would know. They would looped in. JR King would have known. But Tony Schiavone, the guys in fucking WCW, they wouldn't have had a fucking clue.
No. That would have been fun. It would have been running around the house. Because, hey, get that other TV turned on to WCW. Please, hurry. And just running back and forth between the TVs. Oh, shit, this is crazy.
I remember watching that Raw live, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
They were out. That's insane. That's crazy. It's crazy. You're not going to get something like that nowadays, but that's cool.
No, but that was fun. That was good shit. So, yes, the takeover angle does work if done right.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Anyways, nonetheless, I think MJF would flourish in WWE. That's just me. I love MJF. I think he is the second best heel in the world right now. WWE is thrilled with the reactions to the on-screen relationship between Dominic and Liv, and they've both received high marks for their chemistry on screen. Yeah.
No, yeah, they're
they're killing it. Liv is killing it. Dominic's killing it. Rhea's killing it. Damien's killing it. They're all top of the game right now. Top of the industry right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I got on no side of that. You're correct. 100%.
Fightful says Tommy Billington, the Dynamite Kid, has signed with AEW. There's a bit of going around. Dax Harwood, he said that Tommy Billington had that match a while back on AEW. He was offered a contract, and then WWE offered a contract shortly afterwards, matching it. And Tommy ended up choosing AEW, and Dax was trying to make it seem like AEW was trying to interfere with the contract signing for AEW. And it's like, well, the dude's a free agent, so it's not really interference unless he's signed.
No different, honestly, in professional sport. When you're a free agent in the NFL, you're probably going to get a couple contract offers. Which one do you want? If that's what happened and he chose AEW, then that was his choice. I don't know much about the kid, to be honest. I don't know.
That one match, I don't think you watched. I watched it because it was on Collision or something, I think. I don't know. But...
Yeah.
It was at Collision I was at.
Oh, yeah, was he good?
In Vancouver. Good? He was good. Yeah, he's good.
Okay, well, good for him. Let's see what he's got.
The Observer says Jacob Henry, Mark Henry's kid, his contract signed with WWE is an NIL contract, and it will be paid he will be paid while going to college.
Yep. I know. I remember I broke that because he did that right before SummerSlam weekend. He was at one of the little shows on like a Thursday and grabbed the mic and said he signed. Yeah, he's wrestling at Oklahoma, which is funny because Mark Henry was Texas, so that's a rivalry right there. Hook 'em horns.
Even I know that's a rivalry.
Hook 'em horns. Yeah.
So this must have been the same guy that came up with the conglomeration and the Pure Fusion Collective, because the original plans were to rebrand the Judgment Day as Street Trash, but the IWC lost their fucking minds, and the WWE is like, yeah, no, we'll just keep you guys.
The WWE is listening to the fans. They do listen. They do keep tabs. We see that with the TikTok reactors that they put on their shows and stuff. They listen. I think there's a part of me that believes that they allow stuff like that to leak out to get the reaction before they even pull the trigger. So if people hate it, they're like, all right, well, we're not doing that, are we? So
good call. Wrestle Purist. Have you ever heard of Wrestle Purist?
Yeah, I think I follow them.
Okay, I was hoping they were like nobodies, and I was like, going, okay, fuck Wrestle Purist. Top Rope Renegades claims, but okay, Wrestle Purist claims the current plan. This is obvious though, so I mean, we could have broke this news, but claims the current plan is for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to run a strap match at Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, they got 70K followers on Twitter.
Yeah, okay, we got 20, so we're good.
On YouTube.
We're not breaking news yet. One day we'll be able to read our news and go, Top Rope Renegades claims. We could claim whatever we want, actually. I could claim somewhere. Triple H claims
I do it every
Punk will hold both titles by WrestleMania next year.
We do it every news article.
Oh yeah, I do. All storylines are only events on other companies' shows.
That's a direct quote from Tony Khan. That is the memo that you got your hands on from AEW.
Yep. Right.
Top Rope Renegades reports.
It's not clear if R-Truth is actively injured, and that's why he was written out of TV by the attack by Bronson Reed, but it is expected that he'll be out for a while after this week's Raw.
I mean, the dude's 50. He's getting up there in age for a wrestler.
He's older than 50. He's like 56 or some shit.
He was hanging out with Tupac, all right?
The dude knew Tupac. That's wild.
R-Truth is a legend in the industry. Can't wait till he's in the Hall of Fame.
This dude's 52. Okay, he's 52.
Who inducts R-Truth in the Hall of Fame?
Probably The Miz, honestly.
He's going in. He's going in.
Oh, yeah. No, probably The Miz at this point.
I say The Miz or his childhood hero, John Cena.
Yeah.
But I think it should
The Miz
be.
would.
I think
The Miz would be right. Yeah.
I think it should be The Miz. Yeah. Again, we are gonna have my friend Kyle come on. I think we're waiting.
You keep saying this. I'm forgetting all my heel tactics I was going to use.
I think waiting a little longer because right now we're just kind of.
Do we inform him that I'm going to be a heel beforehand?
I will definitely.
Okay.
But he's a big John Cena guy, and I do want to ask him. I think I asked you this before, but who inducts John Cena in the Hall of Fame?
We did this like 2 weeks ago, but
who did you say again?
I can't remember now. Jeez, what did I say?
Who makes the most sense to induct Cena? The Rock? Did
I say Cena?
I think you said The Rock.
I did say The Rock because I did say The Rock. So the reasoning behind that is because once in a lifetime, it was supposed to be the biggest match of all time in wrestling.
You said Rock. You said Rock, and I said Randy.
Yeah, you did say Randy.
But yeah, and if you want the real answer, which is impossible and it won't happen, it should have been Vince McMahon.
Yes, and did you have this analogy? No, I think I might have heard it on the radio this morning. I can't remember now. But anyways, Michael Jackson.
I said this.
Okay, Michael Jackson wrote amazing music. The guy was a little off. Vince McMahon has done horrible fucking things, but the wrestling industry is not what it is today if it wasn't for Vince McMahon.
Yep, 100%. That's one of the truths that has a little bit of but the name. But without Vince McMahon, we don't have WWE. Without Vince McMahon, we don't have AEW. Without Vince McMahon, we don't have the professional wrestling industry what it is now. Vince McMahon is the key for that.
No.
And
100%.
He's a fucking idiot. He did what he did. allegedly. I say allegedly, but let's all be honest here. We know.
With all the lawsuits over the years, it's hard to
Right.
not.
I don't know what the hell. We haven't heard any updates on that situation. I don't know what's going on, but I know they were appealing it. Vince it was appealing it, and so was Laurinaitis was teaming with.
Also,
It's all
also
weird,
more, yeah, because Laurinaitis was originally going to fight it himself, but then his Vince McMahon's lawyer said no, get over here.
Yeah, fight it with us. Yeah, it's
So,
it's
anyways,
all
nonetheless, I don't really give a shit. The guy's done in wrestling. He's not coming back, even if he's acquitted of whatever of the charges by Grant, whatever it is.
the name is
he's done.
his name is tarnished. It's done. Yeah.
Interesting news, because one day I hear one thing, the next day I hear something else. You don't know what to believe. But Linda McMahon said that Vince McMahon's health has gone way downhill since he's left the WWE. And then what?
I'm sure it has. Or well, let me finish up.
Nonetheless, and then a day later, his lawyers came out and said, no, he's not. He's perfectly fine.
I'm willing to believe that his health has probably been deteriorating. That dude's under some stress. His life turned upside down. I'm sure.
I'm sure his wife would know better than his lawyer.
Well, they're separated, but still, his entire world, everything he put his heart and life and his soul into, was taken away.
He's been erased from.
So yeah, I would like to think his health probably has taken a turn.
But anyways, nonetheless, just I wasn't really going to bring it up, but we started talking about Vince. So.
And then I think I did ask that question when we were talking about that: was does Vince McMahon get a spot in the Hall of Fame when he dies?
No.
Do they acknowledge that he died?
Yes.
Yep. It's very weird, man. Sucks. He's an idiot.
It'll get a quick announcement, but it won't be anything major. He will not get inducted to the Hall of Fame. His name cannot be attached to much of anything. I don't even think they announced it on TV. It's probably just released in a press release somewhere.
Yep, 100%. Carry on though. Sorry. This is what we do.
Well, you already talked about Penta, so that was on the ML list. Last thing. Dominic Mysterio on Pulse. I'm going to say it again. Absolutely buries Logan Paul. It's great. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. And actually, Logan Paul fires back and buries him a couple times. So, you know what? It's a great watch. It's probably one of my favorite Impulsive episodes ever. He's had some good ones. He gets a lot of big stars.
Didn't he just recently...
The Rhea Ripley episode was great. The Shawn Michaels episode was great, too.
She almost broke the internet when she talked about her piercings. Her nipple piercings. Rhea Ripley has pierced nipples. So she's like, oh, the internet's going to go crazy with that one. Didn't he just do Undertaker right before the Dom one, I think?
Yeah.
He's killing it, man.
Let's check out the episode. Dominic Mysterio, he's good. I enjoy everything coming from that guy right now.
Yeah, he's amazing. Well, that's the news. That's the rumors. That's the innuendo. That's the fun. Now we can talk about more fun, and that is the week in wrestling, the reviews of the shows. A part of me, we're not going to. We're going to do it how we always do it. We're going to go through the shows and we're going to talk about the shows. But hell, you brought up a good point with that news segment. The hell, we should do it's just a freaking news segment every week because that took an hour of our time. And we still have the shows to get through. But we're not going to rush through the shows. But maybe eventually we'll just try to hit the high points. But it's kind of hard not to talk about everything.
This is we're here for this week in wrestling. That's the news, and it's the recaps. It's hand in hand.
But I think,
I do enjoy the news. I thoroughly enjoy talking about because it brings up conversations. It brings up what if, like we just did for an hour. On like maybe 20 news stories, we had an hour conversation about all of them.
Right.
And that's actually why we started this whole thing in the first place, was just for you and I. We just would talk shit for like hours and like we should just start recording us talking shit. So I think the news is probably the most accurate for us to talk about shit. And the show recaps. I just feel like we're a little burnt out with how for a second week in a row, wrestling overall wasn't great except for one show.
Kind of what I was alluding, which was NXT,
Raw,
I guess.
Again. No.
Oh yeah, Raw. NXT had a good start and a good end. SmackDown, honestly, at the same time, kind of sucked.
Hangover. That's a SummerSlam hangover for SmackDown.
You didn't have it with Raw at all.
Raw's killing it right now, but they got the hottest story in wrestling right now, so it's kind of hard not to. They got two of the hottest stories in wrestling right now.
Yeah, they do. But SmackDown's heating up a little bit with one story.
Well, while Roman's coming back, that's gonna heat shit. It's gonna get good again. I'm just saying that it's been a slow week for wrestling for a couple weeks. I think we're just
maybe it's that what I was kind of alluding to, where we may kind of we're gonna go through it, but
we go through.
I've said it before, but you know,
we always
at the same time
talking. We always.
I think RK said it best.
You know me and both. We get on something and we start fucking bickering about it.
We're just kind of recapping it in little bits. We're not going to go through every single thing that happened in every single match.
You want to know the full recap? Watch the damn show.
Right, exactly. So let's dive into it.
Which is why I keep running up to Kurt. It's like, I don't want to watch any of those. Like, we kind of have to.
It's not my job, but
we can't be dicks about it if we don't watch it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, this is WWE SmackDown on Fox in the United States from August 9th, 2024. This is the post SummerSlam edition.
I gotta answer a Discord message. Keep talking.
This is the post SummerSlam edition. We get a video recap of SummerSlam, of course, and the show's kicked off by the WWE Undisputed World Champion Cody Rhodes kicks off the show. Wanted to talk about who he wanted to defend the title against at Bash at Berlin, but he is immediately interrupted by Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. And Solo's just demanding a rematch for the title. Rhodes just tells him off because you lost. You're in the back of the line now. Bloodline was going to enter the ring. Kevin Owens evens odds by bringing a chair to the ring for causing the Bloodline to, of course, retreat. Solo said he would deal with Cody later after he was done with Roman Reigns, who is set to appear on this SmackDown. It was announced and pushed. Cody responded that, "I'll be waiting for you, Solo." Bloodline leaves. Cody looks at Kevin and says, you're the one that I want to face at Bash at Berlin for the title. You've earned it." And Kevin Owens is just like, "Yeah, I appreciate the offer, but I don't deserve it." And I didn't really like it. I see what they were trying to do with Kevin Owens here is like, all he's done is lose, and he hasn't really won a match, and blah, 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 and Kevin hasn't done anything to earn it. But in reality, you kind of have. You've had the champions back, and you've been there for him, so you have. And Meltzer completely tore it apart. Was like, that's the stupidest thing ever. Why would you not? The whole goal is to be the champion, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the whole goal is to actually peg the story.
Hold up. For once, I agree with Dave on this, and I hate saying that, but I'm a firm believer too that if you're not in this business to go after that title every chance you get for whatever reason, then why are you in the business?
Yeah, then what are you doing? I agree. So basically, Kevin says, "No, I don't want it. I didn't earn it. I don't deserve it." Cody says he and the fans don't forget.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off again. But that being said, when you get to it, they flip it around to the most beautiful reason to get to it. So it all works. It all works in full circle. Dave only looked at why would he reject it, and I kind of agree with that. But then I'm like, well, it makes sense because how they got Kevin to agree to it is just that's fucking brilliant.
We get an interview with the Pride, B-Fab, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford.
They ain't called the Pride no more.
Yeah, I guess technically they're Street Profits.
You're the only one who liked that name. That name was fucking horrible.
The Pride? Whoa, who said I like the Pride? Whoa.
That's all you call them.
It's what they were called.
That when they're not. That's all what they're called. They're called the Street Profits. They even WWE didn't call them the Pride.
The tag team.
They put the graphic. They put the graphic up like 3 times over 10 months.
Montez and Angelo are the Street Profits. Yes. They were in a faction called the Pride.
I think they were only called that once on TV.
Maybe. Anyway, fine. I'll have it your way. The Street Profits and B-Fab.
What do you mean have it my way? That's what they're fucking called.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm reading off the website and it says the Pride. Okay? I'm sorry.
What are you back to that fucking bullshit fucking Sean Ross Sap site? Can you get your information from more reputable sources, please?
Let me pull up Wrestling Observer newsletter.
No, that's not more reputable source. All that's
Basically,
gonna
they're
say is
saying
SmackDown recap. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked.
Roman.
Raw. Hold up. Raw review. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. Hold up. NXT review. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This sucked. Okay. AEW Dynamite review. Best show ever.
Yep. Basically, the Street Profits and BFAB say that the Bloodline don't have any focus since Roman has returned, and the Street Profits' focus was on ending their 3-year title drought and getting the tag titles. They are in a qualifier match.
Kind of wild that they brought that up. They should
3
not be
years.
in that kind of a drought.
It doesn't feel like 3 years since the Street Profits have held titles, which is crazy. So they are in a qualifier match. Street Profits taking on A-Town Down Under. Street Profits are going to pick up the win here with the Doomsday Blockbuster. What did you think of this match? From what you can recall.
Yeah. It was an acceptable match. I guess that's all it really needed to be. I mean,
give the Street Profits the win, and
they need something for the Profits because they haven't held the titles for 3 years.
If I recall,
Bobby Lashley's gone.
Didn't we have a bit of another moment between Theory and Waller in this match where the split's coming? Was that?
It's got to come soon. I don't necessarily want Theory as a babyface, but I need Grayson Waller as a full heel.
Yeah, for sure, totally. But yeah, so Street Profits will face the winner of Pretty Deadly and DIY, which will happen later on. But let's get to the fun part. Nick Aldis is meeting with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens regarding the title match that Cody wants to have at Bash of Berlin. Aldis said he was going to discuss a title match with Roman Reigns first, which immediately sparks Kevin Owens to take offense to it, saying that it was blasphemous that Roman was getting a title match. Or no, it was blasphemous that he was getting a title match because he had not done anything to earn it. But it was even more blasphemous that Roman disappeared, lost, and hasn't done a single thing but show back up and he gets a title rematch. So basically you think it was a setup?
100% it was a setup. The way they ended it was a setup. They even looked at each other like, they smelled.
Yeah, they basically used Roman.
They knew Kevin's anger would surface and be like, "Damn right, I'm going for that title now."
Guess I'll see you in Germany, because he doesn't want Roman Reigns to have a title shot again. He does hate Roman Reigns in Bloodline. So it's official. Cody Rhodes will be defending his undisputed WWE Championship at Bash of Berlin against Kevin Owens. What do you think of that? Interesting. You think it'll be a good match? I think it'll be a good match.
I think it'll be a good match. Kevin Owens goes. Kevin Owens lays it out all the time, especially in high-profile matches.
We have a couple. We have SmackDown to watch this week, and then what do we have? How many more SmackDowns do we have? This week's, next week's,
and the weeks after.
So we personally have 3 SmackDowns to watch. Let Kevin Owens cook. Kevin Owens could make this interesting.
Yeah, we have 3 SmackDowns because Bash in Berlin's the 31st, All-In's on the 24th.
Is this one of those scenarios where it is going to be 2 baby faces going against each other for the title, or is Kevin?
I don't like it. That's the only thing. No, Kevin won't turn by then. No, not a chance. How do you turn him in that short of period of time?
He's fucking easy. Fucking easy. You kidding me? I watched this dude Kevin Owens be a babyface and completely decimate Sami Zayn, and the entire world hated him.
Yeah, that was coming though.
All it takes is a pop-up power bomb on the ring apron, in the whole world, and Kevin Owens just standing there stunned, staring.
But why do that to Cody? What could Cody possibly do in the next 3 weeks to cause Kevin to do that?
Kevin Owens is blood-driven to regain.
Unless Kevin Owens turns on Randy Orton at some point in the next 3 weeks.
I thought it was going to be fucking Randy that was going to turn on Cody, which I think still will probably happen because it's the Viper, it's Randy Orton. But
where do you fit Randy in?
Well, he's dealing with Gunther right now. I know he'll probably be back on SmackDown when he loses to Gunther, but it's interesting because what if Randy Orton does come back and turns on Cody and hits him with the RKO? Is Randy Orton going to get booed at this point?
With how big Cody is right now, he gets booed.
So, see what I just did there? You see what I just did to you? You see what I just did? So if Kevin Owens turns on Cody Rhodes, he's not going to get booed?
But why would he turn on Cody Rhodes?
Oh, I see your point. Why?
Nothing is built to that point for him to turn. The turn is more likely from Randy because of all the hits.
Totally.
but there's not been a single hint dropped for Kevin to have that turn yet.
I think all it takes is Cody's got a little bit of slyness about him. Cody, all he has to do is drop a little one-liner of like, "Well, can't wait to see you just know you can't beat me." And Kevin's like, "What do you like? I can beat you." No, you can't.
That wouldn't make any sense either right now because
I
Cody
can't talk like
offered him the
Cody.
title.
Cody will throw some fancy
No,
word
I don't
in there.
care. You don't have
use
you
Kevin
don't
Owens.
you don't have to talk
You don't
about the room
have
you're in
to.
all the fucking time. But anyways, nonetheless, Cody offered him that title shot. There's no reason for Cody to get Sly.
But he don't want to lose that title.
Well, no shit, he doesn't want to lose that title.
All
So
I'm
there's
gonna
no reason
say,
if Kevin had worked himself into that match, Cody could get Sly. But Cody offered that match. Why would he get Sly? It makes no sense. We're not writing for AEW.
Huh?
What do you?
I forgot I had turned off the thing with your music. Anyway, what were you saying?
Move on.
What I was saying is like we said, we had 3 SmackDowns left. I know though, I agree with you. I don't like the whole babyface thing, but let the WWE cook for a minute. Let them see what they fucking come up with.
They can cook, but not. This isn't AEW. We're not going to just write in a Kevin Owens heel turn for no fucking reason whatsoever. There's no hints. If they drop a hint tonight, maybe I'll be more into it. But as it stands right now, there's nothing that says Kevin Owens would turn. There's been no hint whatsoever.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I kind of went off track a little bit there. I'm past the fact that Kevin Owens turning. I don't think he can turn. 3 weeks, no point.
So what I'm saying is, are you on about now? You cut me off twice and turned me black, and
I didn't turn you black.
In that you made my screen go away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. But I adjusted the mic settings from when we had the music playing so I could hear you again because I don't know.
Still pissed off about that too. This is supposed to be EDM Underground Fridays.
What I was getting at is let the WWE. I'm not talking about the heel turn part. I'm just saying I think that in 3 weeks the WWE can cook enough to gain enough interest where we're locked in on the match. Is what I was.
I'm locked in on the match because I know it's going to be a good match.
Right. But what you're saying is it just doesn't make sense in your eyes with 2 baby faces?
No, it makes perfect sense. The reason they given Cody offered the title, he didn't want the title shot because he didn't think. I don't agree with that, but nonetheless, it worked out because they tricked him into wanting that title shot because he thought he would go to Roman instead of him. He's like, I hate Roman so much, I want this title shot to keep Roman getting the title shot. It all makes sense. I'm cool with it. The match is happening because Kevin Owens does not want Roman to have a title shot.
Right.
I get it. He hates Roman that much. That makes sense. Having a babyface versus babyface does work in certain situations. I think it'll be fine here. I just don't want a finish where they get up and hug each other. I want a finish where Cody wins, which he will win. It's inevitable. And then I want Kevin Owens to be pissed off.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with that. I can see that.
Cody goes for like the handshake or some shit or the hug or whatever. And Kevin Owens is just like, fuck you. I'm out.
Yep. No, okay, that makes sense. Up next, we get Tiffany Stratton preparing Nia Jax's title celebration before Pretty Deadly interrupt them, pitching Stratton a role in their musical. But Tiffany kind of blows them off and says she has to go. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven interrupt Tiffany, saying they can see through Tiffany's bluff and that she was going to turn on Nia at any moment. Tiffany responded by calling Chelsea Green insufferable, which I thought was rude.
She is not insufferable.
Yeah. It rose the question to me. Tiffany is going to cash in on Nia, right?
Yes.
They're both still heels after that, right?
Yes.
I can't see Tiffany as a face right now. I'm sorry.
I don't think Tiffany could ever be a face, to be honest with you.
Totally could be a face.
The way she carries herself. Nia, honestly, just because of her TikToks, I think Nia could be a face.
Totally. Nia was a face for a minute. Maybe you weren't watching. There was that period when she had the match with Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania or one of the pay-per-views where basically they did a whole Alexa Bliss was bullying Nia Jax for being fat angle. Alexa.
That is a Vince McMahon storyline if I've ever heard one.
100% it was. She was bullying Nia for being fat, basically. and then Nia triumphed by beating her for the title. It was a weird storyline, but Nia was the face in that situation. So yeah, it was a very.
There's a reason why I wasn't watching wrestling for a long.
You were in the right, and why was I? I love wrestling, and I was trying my best. There was still a little good.
See,
stuff
I have that unfortunate, great luckiness and also downfall of watching the Attitude Era in its glory, and just being mesmerized by how. But if you look back on it, they had a lot of bad storylines too. But there was just something about the Attitude Era that holds something that just it changed the face of wrestling. And then when they started getting away from that, I just lost interest. And then I don't know what it was that brought it back me. It was about 2022 that I started getting back into it just for some random reason. I was just like, I fucking missed this shit.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it was anything to do with me, but I want to say we were.
No, I started watching it before you, but before we started talking,
right?
No,
I think. Well, I was watching it too, and then it was.
We were talking about it in Discord.
Yeah, playing hockey and shit, and it's like, oh, did you watch it? Yeah, actually, I watch it all the time. And then next thing you know, here we are. Anyway,
talking on a Friday night.
Yeah, I'm living a wild life.
Dude, I'm old. This is my life.
Yeah, I'm 27.
I wish to be 27. I was buying my first house when I was 27.
I'm working on it. I am working on that. Anyway,
I was working like a dog in the oil fields.
Yeah, I don't have oil fields here to work in.
Big oil. No, you don't. You got
a
lot of wind farms down in that area.
We do. Up next, Jade Cargill will having a match with Alba Fire. Quick match here. Jade Cargill picks up the win with Jaded. Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and Blair Davenport attack Jade and Bianca Belair after the match. Naomi comes out to make the save. Go ahead.
What did I tell you about? What did I say when this match started? What did I do? What was the thing I did at the start of this match?
I think you basically said, let's see what Jade has, but I don't think she has it.
Okay, no, that's not at all.
I
said it is 7:55. Let's just say.
Oh yeah. What was?
And you're like,
okay,
yeah, it is 7:55. Yep. And then when the match ended, I'm like, it's 7:57.
Yeah. Yep, I remember this now.
They will refuse to give Jade Cargill anything more than a few minutes at best in a singles match. That is not a good sign 6 months after the fact. They thought for a second they could do it. They got the tag team titles off of them and said, okay, Jade's probably ready. And then they're like, oh fuck, no, she ain't. I am now fully on board with the fact that I don't think Jade is going to make it. I don't think she has what it takes to be good. And also the fact that you got to go here and bury Alba Fire in a 2-minute match. Like, why even bother?
This is me being optimistic because that's how I always normally am. Because we've said the same thing about other people we've watched, and they've gotten better. I still have some hope that Jade can do it because her character and I'm going to use the cool kids word, the aura that she brings, the look. She has the look. She has the character. But
does she though?
Yeah, she does. She gets a reaction. But in ring,
she hasn't lately though.
In ring, the entrance is sick as fuck. In ring,
it is still one of the coolest entrances.
It's tough watch because it's like there's nothing different. And it's not a good thing. She's not even good at the simple things.
In 2 minutes, she still managed to fuck up a couple things.
Mm-hmm. The finisher, she's got Jaded, sick. She's got that down. But other than that, she's got a stinger splash in the corner, a scissors kick, a couple punches, some cool little power slams here and there. But in 2 minutes, it's rushed almost, it feels like. But at the same time, are they just scared to give her more time?
They are scared.
And
she managed to fuck up a couple things in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't think she's there. I don't think she has it, man.
We'll see. Up next, United States champion, newly crowned United States champion, I may add.
Doesn't
LA
that
Knight,
just feel right? Doesn't
it
that feel
does.
right?
It does. LA Knight comes to the ring for his title celebration, saying he understands he's a marked man, but that had been the case since he joined. He promised, but yeah, this was the line. I forgot he said this. The hit it and quit it line was just hilarious.
I hit it and I quit.
I quit it. Anyone that wants to go for the title, I'm gonna hit it and I'm quitting it. Who gets in the way of his title? Santos, of course, interrupts. Santos congratulates him on the ring, saying you don't buy him as a champion. Knight says, you deserve to get the brakes beaten off of you. All that, and then we have the match coming up next, which is the number one contender match with Santos Escobar taking on Andrade. This match, what do you think of this match?
Hold up. Well, the match, we'll get to that in a second, but LA Knight, most deserving U.S. title holder since John Cena held it. Like, doesn't LA Knight kind of feel like he elevates it?
I'm thinking. I'm not like trying to. Maybe. There's literally
John Cena made the U.S. title feel big with his
only,
open challenge, all that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. There's only one name that comes to mind with the U.S. title that had a draw, and that was Kevin Owens. And the reason he had that draw was because he beat John Cena on his first night on the roster for the title.
Everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
And KO did a fantastic job as the U.S. champion, but
there's something about Knight that just kind of.
I think it's because everybody recognizes that this is a big deal. It's his first title in WWE, and he fucking deserves it. So yeah, but I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see where it goes.
When the other thing here, when Escobar came out and the fans were like, "You suck," and Escobar was like, "No, you suck, and you suck, sir." I just thought that was funny.
It's like that guy didn't deserve that. And I'm sorry. Right before we get the number one contenders match for the U.S. title, we get a vignette. Giovanni Vinci is coming to SmackDown.
I heard that they're saying that this is more like his NXT character that they're trying to bring back.
Yeah, we weren't watching NXT, and so I don't know much about him. So we'll see. We will see. It looked like he was
apparently it's like living the rich life or some shit like that.
Yeah, he had a suit and he had a fancy car. Anyway, Santos versus Andrade. Santos is going to pick up the win with a roll up. Carmelo interrupted this match, I'm pretty sure. Yes, he did.
Pretty sure?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Definitely did.
He definitely did. Santos is going to pick up the win here. What do you think of the match, though?
I did like the false finish before Hayes got involved there. I did like that. That was kind of like, for a second I was like, whoa, what the fuck? But I was like, oh, okay.
Are you sold on Santos? I'm still
something to him. I just don't like the Legado del Fantasma thing.
Me too. Andrade's fantastic.
Andrade's phenomenal.
Santos
on Andrade Carmelo Part 3 tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. Which Andrade's up 2-0 on that, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the match itself. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. Andrade's amazing. Santos can go. He can definitely go. I just don't like his character.
Yes. What do we got? So up next, DIY cut a promo backstage where they promised to regain their tag titles by any means necessary. They are gonna beat Pretty Deadly tonight, is what they claim. WWE airs a video package tributing the life of Kevin Sullivan. Rest in peace, of course. Condolences to his fans, his family, and his friends. Kevin Sullivan. He was good. Yeah, he was an announcer, correct? Right?
He was also a wrestler too.
He wrestled too. Yeah. Yeah. So condolences to the family. A-Town Down Under's Austin Theory and Grayson Waller confronting Nick Aldis backstage. Theory blurts out the idea that Grayson Waller should face Kevin Owens next week. Aldis likes the idea. They book the match. So there's some more seeds to the split, kind of there. Up next is the main event match. The WWE Tag Team Championship. Number one contenders qualifier, DIY taking on Pretty Deadly. DIY is going to pick up the win here with the meet in the middle to defeat Pretty Deadly. I love DIY. I really do. The match itself was Pretty Deadly kind of suck in the ring. We know how good
I wouldn't say they suck. I think the big thing here is they had about a 7-minute match, and you had a commercial break in between the middle. If you have a short match, having a commercial break in the middle kills any momentum that you build before it, or then try to build after it. It's a weird spot to have a commercial in the middle of a main event on a 7-minute main event match.
Right.
I think that killed it. Because I think Pretty Deadly is actually pretty decent in the ring.
Yeah, and I think they probably rushed because of the final segment of the show was the Bloodline and Roman. So they were probably like, hey, you gotta get this in. But we know DIY are fantastic, and I think we get it tonight when we watch SmackDown, DIY versus the Street Profits. I'm
number
actually
one contenders.
Really looking forward to that match. Both are fantastic tag teams. So there's that. Tama Tonga Loa are meeting with Solo backstage, in Gorilla per se. Telling him Roman has not arrived yet. Solo said, don't worry, he'll be here. They enter, they appear in the ring. Solo calls out Roman with the Ulafala, the beads, for those that don't know what the Ulafala is, to come take them from him and say his name, and he appears. Roman's music does hit, not Joe Hendry, sorry. But Roman does come down the ring, and Tama and Tonga go to attack him, and of course Roman just sets them down with 2 lariats, and then hit him with the stairs. Fucking drilled him with the
remember that tweet back in like 2018 where Tonga Loa basically called out Roman Reigns, and they got in like a little bit of Twitter beef. It felt like Roman was extra motivated to beat up on Tonga here.
I'm gonna hit you with these stairs a little extra, a little extra. Roman tries to get the Ulafala, I went a little ahead there. Roman and Solo rolled in the ring. Roman hits a Superman punch. Reigns went for the spear, but Tonga pushed him out the way and took it for him. Allowed Tama Tonga to basically it was just all brawl, but Roman stood tall, but he couldn't get his hands on the Ulafala as Solo was able to scurry out of the ring with it still in his hand. But I think the coolest part was Roman hitting that spear on Tama Tonga through the barricade perfectly. So Roman stood tall with a steel chair after he beat down Tonga Loa in the ring. Solo was at the top of the ramp with the Ulafala, and all we know is that Roman's going to be back next week on SmackDown to face the Bloodline again. So we'll see what happens. And I have no spoilers yet. I haven't seen anything on my phone. And
I've been talking to you, so
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Roman, what do you think? Roman versus Solo versus the Bloodline, really? I think we know where this is probably going, but when does Jacob Fatu get involved? I know they did the whole angle with the foot and maybe just keep him away from Roman, but when does Jacob Fatu get involved? And kudos to you because you'll probably be there. Is this going to end at War Games?
I think something happens by the time War Games comes around.
Singles matches, maybe.
I don't know. Right now, Roman Reigns being back makes anything feel important. The guy.
Where I was going with that was: is there going to be something at Bash at the Berlin with Roman? Is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Yes, 100%.
Solo.
Will you let me fucking talk?
I'm doing my job.
No, you're not. I'm trying to give out my answer. You keep going.
You should know me long enough. This is what I do.
Stop with the fucking hands.
That's what I do.
I'm in a room. I got big hands. I'm telling you, I'm doing stuff.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Anyways, Reigns being back, regardless of anything, whether he talks, whether he doesn't talk, whatever he does, it feels huge. He's the top guy for a reason. He's been missed for a reason. He really is that guy. You just wait a second.
I didn't say anything.
This beatdown shows one thing and one thing only. Jacob Fatu is going to be the guy that has to stop Roman. Solo's not the guy. The Tongans are not the guy. Speaking of Tonga, who's the streamer? Santi
Zap.
Santi Zap. He brought up he loves what Tonga is doing, right? Tonga Loa. He's like, this guy's a genius. At a certain point, you got to think, is he doing this shit on purpose? Like holding up the title wrong, botching everything? Like, Is he aware? Like, I'm loving what he's doing, but like at a certain point, is he doing this shit on purpose now? Like,
maybe that's the character that he's going with.
anyways, nonetheless, Jacob Fatu, this beatdown shows that Jacob Fatu is the guy that's gonna have to face Roman. Solo needs his big enforcer to take care of Roman for him. To have any real problem, because Roman can just tear through Solo, tear through the Tongans, no problem. He showed it on this episode. I'm sure we're going to see it again. When Jacob Fatu comes out, that is gonna be. I don't even want to compare this, but I'm going to. The Rock, Hogan, Reigns, Fatu. It's gonna be that big, dude. It's gonna be that big.
No, it's not. No,
yes,
it's
it is.
Fucking not.
Yes, it
no.
is. Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, RK,
yes, it is.
No, that was the most outlandish shit. You said some shit. That one is wild. That is a wild take.
Just wait to see what happens when they face off each other in the ring. The crowd's gonna lose their fucking minds.
They're gonna go crazy, but you're telling me they're gonna go crazy for as long as they did for The Rock and Hogan? And they're chanting Rocky and Hogan, and no. And that's not a bad thing, because that was one of the greatest moments in wrestling history. Good thing you said you hate that you're comparing this, because you know how outlandish that fucking take just was.
That's why I know how. I'm aware of how outlandish. I want to see that reaction to those two.
Oh yeah,
Jacob Fatu is that good,
and I think the WWE universe now knows. They're aware now. We know that's a dangerous motherfucker. He's legit. So yeah, I agree. But Hogan and Rock, the WrestleMania moment of the fucking century.
Yes, I said it. I said it here first. If it happens, you're gonna look like an idiot.
I'm not saying the crowd's not gonna go crazy and cheer and like, oh shit, but it is not gonna be on the same level.
The first time, you know what's gonna happen? The first time Jacob faces off with Roman, Jacob's gonna get the upper hand, and the crowd's gonna fucking lose it.
Fuck it. Yeah, I agree. I think Jacob should. I agree. Jacob should get the upper hand on Roman to make it seem like, oh, that's the guy. And before we get to Raw, there was something I saw on Twitter, and I'll let you can do it real rapid fire real quick. 1 through 4, people were ranking the new bloodline 1 through 4, who the best was and who the worst was. And I think I know your list. I assume we're going to have the same list, but 1 through 4 rank those guys.
Of the current bloodline?
The new bloodline. The Tongans, Jacob, and Solo.
Jacob, Tama, Solo, Tonga.
Yep, we're on the same page. Yep. Yeah, I think that was a majority of people's list. If anybody put Solo first, they're insane. And
hey, nothing against Solo, because Solo's actually been killing it in his role, which
doing his job.
Granted, to take over that spot of Roman Reigns after he left and do as well as he had with it is actually unbelievably impressive.
His job was not to be the head of the table, the tribal chief. His job was to make the people want Roman. And goddamn, he fucking killed that. Also, I want Paul Heyman back on TV too. Just saying.
It's gonna happen.
I need Paul Heyman. I need Jimmy, and we need Hikuleo. Let's do it. Get them all out there. And fucking sign Zilla Fatu, please. That dude's insane. Give me Zilla Fatu. Please. That is the true son of Umaga. And I saw something, I may have mentioned this to you. The last person to wear the tribal beads before Roman was Umaga. He had the Ulafala. He wore the Ulafala. Umaga did. Anyway, to RK's favorite show of the week, and probably mine too. Monday Night Raw.
Probably. From start to finish, were you bored during Raw this week?
There was...
You really have to think about it, so no, you weren't.
Yeah, there was one match.
You really have to think about it, though.
No, totally. Have to really think about it. It was a fantastic show. But there was like one match that made me go, and we know which match that is. And you'll probably have to think about it, but it'll come to your head and you know who it is.
I already know which one you're talking about.
Right. With that being said,
I didn't think it was that bad, so.
It wasn't that bad, but it was, I guess I'm just saying that was the lowest point.
With how good the show was, yeah.
That was the lowest point. Let's get into it, though. This is August 12th, 2024 Monday Night Raw, back on the USA Network. Or no, was this their second USA Network? No, this was first. This is their back on the USA Network. Rhea Ripley kicks off the show. And she comes to the ring basically saying, yep, Dom stabbed me in the back, but probably heard it before. It wasn't deep enough. That's where we're going.
Jeez.
I was like, oh, there we go. We're off with it. Said she's going to remind Liv and Dom who bloody, I wish she could say fucking because that would make it sound so much better. Rhea Bloody Ripley. But yeah, fucking Rhea Bloody Ripley. Anyway. No, fucking doesn't help, does it? It's a word in
Rhea fucking Ripley.
Rhea Bloody. Yeah, fucking Bloody Ripley. Yeah, that works.
No bloody.
She
Just
says
fucking.
it.
Rhea, I know, because she can't say fucking.
Yeah, fair enough.
You come out, you don't say Rhea fucking Bloody Ripley. You say Rhea fucking Ripley.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's mommy. Says she's going to remind Liv and Dom who she is. Liv and Dom, of course, interrupt her from up in the stands with the crowd. And I think we all know, if you've been watching pro wrestling, Dom tries to talk, and guess what? It's tough.
Even when Rhea asked them to be quiet, they weren't fucking quiet.
Do you think that was genuinely her being like, we kind of need to get this part over, guys, so let him talk? Nope. Fuck you. Fuck that guy. Fuck him and everything he stands for. Basically, Liv brags. Dom says he betrayed Rhea because he likes to be treated like a man. He doesn't have anyone. Liv doesn't have him call her mommy. She calls him daddy. She gives me chicken tendies. She lets me play video games. And honestly,
apparently that's a legit thing. Apparently Dominic only eats like chicken tenders.
Wasn't it Damien that said that?
Yeah.
I have a cousin like that only eats chicken rings from White Castle and cheese pizza. Anyway, it's not my cousin Zach. He eats other things. Liv brags about stealing everything from Rhea. Where Rhea says she only took my weak links, and says that because she loves the sound of her own voice. That I was able to you love the sound of your own voice, Liv. That they were able to find out where she was. That being Damian Priest. There was a cool point where the crowd started chanting sloppy seconds, and Liv said, I'll have Dom's sloppy seconds anytime, where she meant to say Rhea's. And people were like, so you want Rhea? Is that what we got there? And Selena Vega called Liv out on Twitter for that, and they had a little back and forth where basically Liv was just like, yeah, I'm the women's world champion and I have a microphone in my hand while you're at home. I was like, all right, fucking cook, Liv. Go crazy. Damien appears behind Zib, brawls with Dom in it says concession area, but this was the bar. Liv jumps on his back to save Dom. Ripley chases her off, and they're just running through the crowd. Rhea and Liv were running through the crowd. Dom and Damien get in the ring. Carlito tries to make the save. He kind of does, because guess what? Damien Priest versus Carlito is our first match of the night. Before we get into the match,
Carlito only had one shoe on?
No, he had two shoes on. He had a black one and a white one, but the white one you could barely fucking see. It was because I remember Pat mentioning it on commentary, saying, who the hell dresses him, basically. It's a cool look. Anyway, before we get to that match, what'd you think about the open to Raw here? Fucking hot and heavy, eh?
Rhea fucking is she's top of the women's division. I don't care. No title, whatever. She is all said and done, Rhea Ripley probably goes down as one of the best female wrestlers of all time.
Nah, man, be bold. Be bold. She's going to go down as the greatest women's wrestler of all time. I'm confident in saying that, man. I'm confident.
There's a lot of competition coming
totally.
Up.
But Rhea's, 20?
But she's
26.
27. She's like your age.
Yeah, she's still got years.
Like, if anybody wants to comment and tell me, does
27.
anybody know if Buddy Matthews actually can fight? That'd be great to know.
I saw something where a guy was like, "Listen, Dom, they're wrestling fans. They know it's a story, but it's like, listen, you can find plenty of Liv Morgans out there, but there's something different about Rhea Ripley. All right, there's not a lot of Rhea Ripleys in the world. There's a lot of Livs.
No, I think there's a lot of great women's talent coming up right now, so it's hard to say that she'll go down as the greatest female wrestler of all time.
I think what I meant at that point, when she's done, at that point when she retires, she will be. I'm not saying eventually of all time, but
out of all the people on top of the business right now, yes, 100%.
Totally. Say,
I'm sorry, she's bigger than Charlotte was.
That's what I used to say, Charlotte.
She's bigger than Bailey. She's bigger than Mercedes, Sasha. She's bigger than Becky at this point.
She blows Mercedes.
And she's only 27, and she's already has all these accolades. Bailey, Becky, Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Not that quick, that fast. Not that quick, that fast.
No.
Rhea was in NXT for all of what, like a couple years?
I don't really remember the whole trajectory with Rhea because she did the Mae Young Classic too when she had long hair. And then she did some stuff on the NXT UK.
She literally just exploded out of nowhere.
Totally. Once she did the whole gimmick change to who she is legitimately as a person, the sky's been the fucking limit. And she's
you listen to some of her interviews. She, with the blonde hair and all that stuff and the no tattoos and stuff, she was trying to fit an image that she thought the wrestling companies wanted to see. And then she realized, I need to be myself to explode. And when she did that, she exploded.
To the best woman in professional wrestling. Without a doubt.
You go a step further than that, she's probably one of the top 10 wrestlers, period, in the business right now.
10 is easy 10. You could argue.
I was humming and hawing about that because I'm like, can you say top 5?
You can argue.
That's 5, a little trickier. You can argue it. But in all wrestling, wrestlers, period.
Male, female.
Get rid of gender.
Totally.
Fucking wrestlers, period. She's easily in the top 10, maybe breaks the top 5.
I'll put it to you like this. She goes to AEW, she's the biggest star. Correct?
Yes.
Do I believe that? Kind of.
I do.
There's only, 2 names that could be bigger than her? But if she did
she overshadows anybody in that women's division.
Totally. I was speaking easily with the women. I was just thinking on Osprey, Omega, MJF. Those are the 3 names that make me go, maybe not.
I love how Okada is no longer even in the conversation.
Not even fucking close. That dude is he's a fucking clown. Anyway, let's carry on though. We still got some stuff to get to. Damian Priest, Carlito. We knew who was going to win this match pretty easily. Damian Priest picks up the win against Carlito, but it is what happens after that is what matters. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, the Judgment Day, come out to attack Damian Priest. Ripley comes out to the save. They clean house and they hug. And as they're hugging, Dom appears to jump off the top rope, and Damian catches him in the South of Heaven chokeslam, but does not hit him with the South of Heaven chokeslam. Hands him off to Rhea. Rhea goes to hit the Riptide, but Liv Morgan again saves Dominic Mysterio. I know you like this this spot with Damian and Dom from the top rope.
I'm just sending you something in Discord so I don't forget. Sorry.
No, you're good. Basically you love the spot with Dom jumping off the top rope and Damian catching him in the South of Heaven and then tossing him.
That was so cool. That was so perfectly done. Like, usually when you do that spot, it doesn't always look great because it's really all a timing thing. But when Dom landed and Damian's hand went up, it was perfect time. It looked so clean. I was just like, oh, you guys could not have shot that better if you had multiple takes.
Perfect. It was perfect. Up next, Maxine Dupree is with Alpha Academy. Ivy Nile attempts to talk her into not going ringside with the Alpha Academy in their match against the American Made in a Texas Tornado match because they are in Texas. So you got to have a little bit of a Texas Tornado match. Of course, doesn't work though. Maxine will, of course, be there. We get a vignette recapping the debut of the Wyatt Six featuring Bo Dallas sitting alone, talking to himself, recounting the events. Says that Bray Wyatt.
I wanted to bring this up earlier. I forgot. We got sidetracked. I wanted to bring it up again. Storytelling. This is the kind of story that makes you want to tune in a Raw every week just to see where they go with it. It doesn't have to be fantastic every week.
Yes.
Some of the vignettes have hit really fucking good. Some have been like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's not like the same punch, but it's still there. It makes you want to tune every week. This is that story that'll keep going.
But yeah, Bo Dallas sitting alone talking to himself, recounting the events of the debut, says that Bray Wyatt was with the group in spirit during that match. Then sees the television that keeps repeating the statement, "The work must go on." Dallas and Uncle Howdy in unison repeatedly keep saying, "My life for you, my life for you, my life for you." Closing the promo.
I'm getting chills just you saying that again because it's just so wild, literally, how all the shit that Bray said fits perfectly right now.
And that's a testament to Bray, or to Bray, yes, but a testament to Bo Dallas, to Taylor, for being very good at this and incorporating and WWE writing, of course, but just everything they have done to keep Bray Wyatt, the spirit of Bray Wyatt, alive in this and a part of this still. Yeah, incredible. Everything with the Wyatt Six is must see TV, hands down.
Yeah.
Next, we get a vignette recapping the debut of Odyssey Jones. Kofi Kingston is excited for his debut match tonight, and Xavier seems to be filled with skepticism. They're really leaning into the potential split between New Day. Do you want it? Do you think it's any point in it, or?
I wasn't around for the Kofi Mania.
Okay.
The biggest thing I know about Xavier Woods is his so-called video with Paige. What is that?
Yeah.
Not?
Yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about something that actually happened.
I mean, they mentioned it on WWE TV when they did the rap battle with the Usos, and the Usos said, "Don't get all X-rated like your boy Xavier Woods," which
so
was
nonetheless,
fucking
that's
hilarious.
Honestly, in my head, that's the only thing that pops into my head is an Xavier Woods moment.
The New Day as a tag team, you can, I don't care, you can argue with me if you want. I don't know how you feel about them. They're one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history.
Never watched them in their heyday, so I don't know.
That's fair, and there's no point arguing about it. You don't know. We're not gonna argue about it. I do recommend.
I can't argue about stuff I don't know anything about.
Yeah, good on you. A lot of internet wrestling community probably should take fucking notes. But I do recommend, maybe we'll fucking find time to throw this in. We got to watch some of these New Day Uso matches. They put on fucking classics.
See, again, I never saw Usos in their tag team heyday. I saw them as a Bloodline tag team, which was amazing. But
what I'm telling you, the New Day and the Usos, this is pre-Bloodline. Yeah, they had wars. I mean, fucking Hell in a Cell tag matches were stellar. Some of the best tag team wrestling I've ever seen. And this was still, of course, with Big E as well. No, I'm dead serious. We'll fucking watch it.
Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys would like to enter the conversation.
I said some of the best I've ever seen. Obviously, they're fucking that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know, a split. I mean, they've been together for a really long time, but a part of me also feels like they're at the end of their careers in a weird sense.
That's where I feel. Like I don't see what could you really push them for at this point.
To have a one-off match, maybe with Woods and
a one-on-one. Yeah, maybe.
Sure. And then even at the end of the match, they can just hug and be like, "I'm sorry, I love you," blah, blah. Cool. Whatever. That works for me. Because at this point in their careers, there's not much left to do.
Okay, so question. All said and done, the New Day Hall of Famers?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Okay. I can firmly say and stand on that. They will be, all three of them. Now, the question that does get brought up with that is, take away the tag team aspect. Xavier Woods is currently not a Hall of Famer by himself. Big E, sadly, not a Hall of Famer by himself. The injuries kind of hurt that. I think Kofi Kingston may be a Hall of Famer by himself. He's been there.
Two-time inductee then?
For Kofi, just Kofi. Kofi's been there a fucking long time.
Oh, he definitely has. 100%.
And he's done a lot and he's won a lot. But Woods, the only real thing Woods has ever done was be King of the Ring. Biggie. I mean, yeah, good for him for that. Biggie, I mean, WWE champion, yeah, a couple singles titles here and there. But
he was WWE champion when I started watching again.
Okay.
Before Roman got both belts.
Before Brock killed Biggie. He also killed Kofi. Anyway. But
and The Undertaker.
Yeah, I'd say New Day without a doubt as a tag team Hall of Famers. I'd put Kofi in by himself. The other two probably not. That's where I go with it. This was the 35th TV event sellout and the 52nd overall event sellout for WWE this year. That was noted, I think, on the broadcast, and it's in my notes as well here.
Hey, AEW fans will tell you those numbers are a lie.
Yeah, for sure. Odyssey Jones' debut match on Raw is against a enhancement talent from the Performance Center named Vincent Winey.
Hey, did you hear that Cora Jade's going out with Odyssey Jones now?
She's going out with Vincent Winey. But after
that was actually hilarious.
Yeah, you were just
I think that's actually Cora Jade's boyfriend.
Yeah, you were trying to rib me like, yeah, that's Cora Jade's boyfriend, which I don't know where you even came up with that. I think you were just trying to have funsies. And I'm like, no, she's dating this dude that used to play football, but he's like in the Performance Center now. And then Odyssey Jones comes out and was like, oh, he's got one of those enhancement talent matches. I'm like, wait, that's fucking him. That's Cora Jade's boyfriend. Squash match. Odyssey Jones, of course, picks up the win. Post match, the Final Testament come out to confront the New Day and Odyssey Jones. Cross tries to say that Kingston is attempting to replace Big E with Odyssey Jones. Xavier tries to set up just a tag team match, Kofi and Xavier versus the Final Testament, but Kofi interrupts and we get a 6-man tag match instead. Kofi,
you missed the part where Karen did say, yeah, you're trying to replace Big E with Odyssey, but I think he's trying to replace you with Odyssey.
Oh, I did miss that part. I'm sorry. Yeah, and that's Cross being fantastic, doing his job as the heel. And the post match, they do the New Day Rocks and the clapping, and Xavier claps along, but Xavier's not with it. So he's selling it on his face. We'll see. Hell, we could get a turn next week. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. That is called storytelling, and that will want you to tune in. Just a little storyline that maybe not a lot of people care about, but you kind of do want to see.
I love everything with Karrion Kross. I will say it again because I said it before. Karrion Kross, they got to find a way to make that guy over because I think he's phenomenal.
But he was fantastic in NXT when I was watching. NXT champion. The whole gimmick with him and Scarlett with the sand. What is the time turner? What are those called? It's just like a sand clock. You know what I'm talking about? An hourglass.
An hourglass?
Jesus Christ, Kurt. Yeah, a sand hourglass thing. That whole gimmick with the tick tock thing. Great. Sorry. Adam Pearce in his office gets interrupted by Drew. Pearce says CM Punk's not here tonight. Drew says he don't care about CM Punk and he's concerned about why Randy Orton is getting a shot at the world title, and he will take care of that problem later tonight. American Made versus Alpha Academy in a Texas Tornado match. American Made is going to pick up the win here over Alpha Academy. What did you think of the match, and was that the right call?
Man, this match was way better than I was expecting.
Totally.
We even said that midway through. It's like, holy fuck, these guys are actually putting on a bit of a banner. They had a 12-minute match, and at first I was just like, oh, whatever. I mean, Otis is Otis and all that shit, but I'm like, fuck, these guys are going. And I'm like, it turned out to be a great match. I don't know what else to say about it. Also one thing American Made, according to internal notes in the WWE, is American Made is the tag team name for the Creed brothers, and it's not necessarily the stable name. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but apparently, due to internal memos, that's kind of the thought right now. Is it actually is just the Creed brothers' new tag team name?
I mean, I dig it. I think the entrance is sick too.
Oh yeah, that entrance was fire. I do like it.
But I think it was a good match. The Creed, man, Julius and Brutus. Julius is special.
He's got something. He's got
Yeah.
something.
I think he'll be around for
Like I've always said, tag teams eventually break up. One guy always outshines the other, and I think Julius is going to outshine Brutus.
And that's not a shot at Brutus, by the way. Brutus is good.
No, not at all. But all tag teams. The New Day, who stood out?
They haven't split up.
But who stood out? Who stands out? And who went on to win the title, the main title?
Kofi and Big E.
There you go. But Kofi first.
Right? Yes.
So somebody always. My point is, stop trying to poke holes in my thought process. But somebody always is above and on another level.
Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. That's the biggest one that comes to my mind.
Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, they split them up. One became, I think the wrong one became the bigger one.
Totally. I think Matt Hardy was better than Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy just had that.
Edge and Christian, who went on to win world titles after world titles.
Edge.
Every tag team, somebody always comes out on top.
The Dudley Boys.
Okay, no.
Well, no, my example on that one is I don't think either of them came up on top when they split.
No, but they did try to split them for a while. They put them on different brands.
Testify.
If anything, Devon probably would have been the bigger of the two.
Yeah, probably. What do we got next here? Obafemi is in the crowd confronting Otis. Ivy Nile showed up during this match, and I guess you could say turned on Maxine Dupree. They're no longer friends because she took her out on the announce table. And yes, as we said, the Creeds pick up the win. Jackie Redmond interviews Pete Dunne at an AEW show. In the words of RK, they did that interview at the AEW show down the road. And he says
Pete Dunne's all elite.
Yeah, all elite. He says he never wants to hear the name Butch again, and says he had to swallow his pride for 2 years because of Sheamus. I always thought the Butch was stupid. The whole thing they did with Butch was stupid, and I'm happy that
he did think Butch was stupid. I didn't know who Pete Dunne was, so I'm like, Butch, okay.
Yeah, Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, was fantastic. We get a Raw Physics vignette. It is like a old, which obviously you're Canadian, but you may know what I'm talking about when I say this. ESPN Sports Science. You've ever watched those or seen those? It was like it's literally. I'll play a sports science thing at one point after this.
No, I get it.
It's literally damn near the same thing. It was just a funny but like informative.
What was it? A 37-degree angle that it comes off the top rope?
Recapping Bronson Reed attacking Seth Rollins, comparing basically the weight and the amount of times he did the splash.
Oh yeah, this is where y'all Americans will measure fucking weight or distance in anything but the metric system.
Yeah, we measured him with 50 kangaroos?
50 kangaroos. I was like, what the fuck's going on? You're not even measuring them in your own fucking animals.
The weight of
you won't use the metric system.
Two baby elephants.
You ask your buddy, hey yo, how far is your house from mine? Oh, about 22 football lengths.
That's not true.
Anything but the metric system.
How far
the
away?
The whole fucking world uses the metric system except for you guys.
Gotta be different, bro. We gotta be different. That's what happens when you're
stubborn.
The greatest country in the world.
You see, I came into the room and I saw miles per hour.
I walked in and said,
the miles. I like the miles. I like the miles. No kilometers, just miles.
Greatest country in the world. Build a wall. Keep other countries out. We're the greatest country in the world. I said it. I said, wow, we are the greatest. Kamala Harris is a bitch. That's all I know. I'm surprised Trump hasn't just fucking went off the cuff and called her a bitch at this point. It's the most Trump thing ever. Honestly.
Knowing y'all, you're probably like, oh, go Trump.
Honestly, though, if the presidential candidate just randomly has a debate, Kamala says something, and Trump just like, you're a bitch, I'd probably go, oh shit, that guy's got it. I'd get a laugh out of that, but no, let's not do that, please. Anyway, here we go. Pure Fusion Collective, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Sonya Deville get a vignette after a Damage Control vignette. I'm sorry, I just don't remember what either of them have because I was so stuck on the fact that they are called Pure Fusion Control. RK, you love the name, don't you?
Well, first and foremost, that name, man. Even commentary was mocking it.
Like say that 5 times
not,
fast.
because not only is it a really dumb name that no one would give themselves, but it's hard to remember because no one talks like this.
Yeah. I thought it was like a little joke in the vignette that Sonya said, yeah, we're like a Pure Fusion Collective. I was like, oh, you trying to be slick with words. Nope, that's the tag team name, Pure Fusion Collective. Here we go. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. Kairi Sane and Io Sky taking on Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler of the Pure Fusion Collective. I'm gonna Pure Fusion Collective, Pure Fusion Collective, Pure Fusion Collective, Pure Fusion Collective. It's tough. The PFC, I'm gonna call them the PFC of WWE. The PFC of WWE. This match was tough. Ended in a no contest because Alba Fire and Aladon broke it up. That's that. We don't really know what. Did they announce anything coming for the tag titles? I don't know. I don't recall. Are they doing it
Pretty
again?
sure.
Or are they doing a triple threat? I don't remember.
I mean, the thought process is they're setting up a triple threat. I don't think nothing was announced though.
But the match itself wasn't that great. And I love
three of the action was good. The action was good.
Or no, let me phrase. I didn't like the finish. I wanted to win.
The finish was dumb. The finish was really dumb.
The finish came with they were on the ringside and I think Zoe or Shayna dodged Io dodged Shayna kick and one of the Unholy Union, I think it was Dawn got a kick. She got
kicked by Io.
And then that set them off to interrupt the match and cause a no contest. So yeah, probably a triple threat. I don't think you're going to take the titles off the Unholy Union yet, but it's possible. They may put it on the PFC of WWE, but just for the simple fact they're trying to make that happen. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Where do you see the women's tag title scene going?
I want to stay with Alba and Isla. I think they have it. I think they have.
No, I agree.
I think they have what it takes.
I agree. Totally. Okay. We did mention R-Truth in the news with him getting wrote off, and this is what happened. He came out.
Let me just. Oh man, back to the tag match. Sorry, it was a disqualification, right?
And I got ahead of myself, so we'll get back to that. Sorry.
It was a disqualification finish, right? So why if it's a number one contenders match, the team that got disqualified, the other team's the winner. So are they not the number one contenders?
The first punch was thrown. They hit Io, so Damage Control should have won the match. Technically,
yes, they should be the number one contenders.
This was some AEW shit. What are we doing?
It was. The finish was dumb. The match itself was fine until you got to that finish, and you're like, why? What? That makes no sense because you have a winner.
Yeah, it's a DQ. Io, you hit Io. Damage Control won the match by DQ. Boom, there you go. There's number contender. That's how it should work, right? But no, it's wrestling. It's pro wrestling. It's not how anything works.
Look, WWE is not going to get everything right, but at least it's more often than not they do.
True. Miz is seen and oh goodness, I think I got to sneeze. Nope, we're good. Miz is in a bad mood. They've lost their tag titles, of course. Aren't going to get a shot at getting him back. But R-Truth comes to cheer him up. Says you got an Intercontinental Championship match with Braun Breaker. Miz is excited about that. But he instead actually booked him against Bronson Reed. Randy Orton approaches him and he tries to hype Miz up. And truly, he does put over Miz completely. You're a champion. You're this, you're that, you're great. You're the Miz. And Miz is like, I am the Miz. I'm going to get ready for my match. And Truth's like, you really think you can do it? And Orton's like, And Orton's going to come out for his promo.
The best part when he walked up, he's like, hey, isn't that the guy who killed Seth last week?
Yeah. He's like, I got a match against Bronson Reed. That's the guy that killed Seth, right? Yeah. So we will get to that match later on. Randy Orton comes out to cut a promo about winning his first world championship 20 years ago. Gunther interrupts, talks about Randy being a screw up. Gunther is a fantastic heel in this entire promo. He talks about Randy Orton talks about admitting to his screw ups and says he did everything the American way, but Gunther hits low and says that Randy Orton's grandfather was a screw up and your father was a screw up. So it just comes naturally to you. Drew McIntyre's music hits. We'll carry on. We'll stop there. Gunther and Randy's promo back and forth, though. What'd you think?
Gunther's so good. He's old school heel. Old school. By old school, I mean like old school. He's like, if he was in the 80s, he'd be like, he'd be holding that title for like to beat Bruno's fucking record. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Gunther's that kind of guy. He's so good. Randy is just phenomenal as well. The cheap shots at his family is classic heel tactics. Everything about it is perfect. They're building this up to be. It's gonna be a big match. It's gonna be a banger match. It's gonna be a hard hitting match. Did you hear the story? Randy Orton in his match against.
I didn't hear the story, so I can't help you here.
Fuck. Anyways, nonetheless, Randy Orton. What match was it? Was it against Gunther? I think it was against Gunther. It was his match against Gunther at King of the Ring. Before the match, he ate a whole jar of Nutella and gained like 9 pounds to just look beefier in that match.
Randy did?
Yeah.
What a fucking legend.
He gained like 9 pounds the day before the match just to look beefier to go up against Gunther.
He's a fucking legend.
And he did it by eating an entire Costco-sized jar of like Nutella or some shit. He said this story. He was talking to Cody Rhodes about it on some kind of podcast or something.
Oh yeah, Cody. By the way, Cody Rhodes has a podcast that's put out by WWE called "What Do You Want to Talk About?" and he talks to a bunch of people.
So he was talking to Randy, and Randy's like, "Yeah, I ate a giant jar of Nutella and gained 9 pounds before I faced Gunther."
Nutella's fantastic, by the way.
Just to beef up.
But that's insane.
Because actually, I thought about it. I went back and I looked at some pictures from the match. I'm like, oh yeah, Randy did look a little beefier.
So what's he gonna do? You think he's gonna eat 2 jars of Nutella? I feel like if you eat a whole jar of Nutella, you're probably gonna take a break from eating Nutella for a very long time. Yeah. That's the way I look at it. Drew McIntyre's music hits. It's a distraction that not intentionally for Drew, but it gives a moment for Randy to catch Gunther with the RKO.
To prove what exactly?
That he can hit the RKO.
That he can catch him
out of nowhere. But he did say, I want you to see it coming. He didn't see this one coming. RKO to Gunther. Randy Orton and Gunther are kind of out of the situation now because Drew's coming to the ring to talk some shit. But CM Punk, he's there. He is there. He did not have travel issues like Adam Pearce said. That was apparently a slight shot at AEW for having travel issues the week prior.
100% it was. Like I said, WWE, when they take shots, they do it subtly.
Right.
When AEW takes shots, they just say WWE did this.
CM Punk blindsides Drew. He gets the better of him briefly. What?
I can hear you.
I'm totally not muted. Hello?
Hello?
What?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Anyway, Drew gets...
You were cutting in and out. In and out.
I'm not sure. Drew gets the best of him briefly.
Don't look at me like that. I was trying to help you. Honestly, you not talking and just would probably be better most of the time anyways.
All right, what happened between Drew? What happened between Drew and CM Punk?
I don't know what happened between Drew and CM Punk.
You do actually. You watched the match. The shit. Drew gets the better.
I just don't know how to talk about it. I just give my points about it.
He tries to take off his belt to attack CM Punk, but Punk fights back and whips Drew with the belt. Drew scurries off. We'll revisit that in just a second because Jackie Redmond is interviewing Sheamus about his issues with Pete Dunne. Sheamus says he doesn't understand why Dunne has such a problem with him. Ludwig Kaiser interrupts this, says he's still intent on taking out the Celtic Warrior. This gives Pete Dunne an opportunity. He attacks Sheamus from behind with a shillelagh. And then we get back to CM Punk. Kathy Kelly stops him and asks him about the claims of travel issues because, Punk, we were on the same plane. Punk admits he told a little white lie to prevent Drew from showing up at the building, or to prevent Drew from knowing he was going to show up at the building. But with the belt still in his hand that he took from Drew, he says, I think I figured out a way to make everyone happy. That is the last we see of CM Punk, and RK alluded to it. He thinks we're getting a strap match between Punk and Drew.
I mean, if we don't, that's a weird fucking setup.
You think strap match or a collar match?
Why would it be a collar match?
Didn't he do that in AEW? Yeah, they did the dog collar match in AEW.
It'd be a strap match because we beat him with a belt, and he's holding the belt, and he says, "I got an idea."
Yeah, bro, I agree. I'm just
I got an idea. Let's have a collar match. What?
Up next, Bronson Reed and The Miz have their match where Bronson Reed is going to pick up the win. They highlighted The Miz's career though, and it does bring up a question. I think if you're a wrestling fan of and a fan of the WWE, you should know this. The Miz is easily a WWE Hall of Famer without a doubt.
100%. Two-time Grand Champion. He's done everything.
Incredible. But he wasn't incredible in this match because Bronson Reed picks up the win easily, really. But he continues to. He goes to do the same thing he did to Seth Rollins to The Miz, but R-Truth steps in and he takes the Tsunamis in Miz's place. Adam Pearce and several officials try to stop Reed, who continues his attack over and over, and eventually he does stop. This was what RK alluded to earlier in the news, where R-Truth was written off TV. Not sure if it was an injury or just part of the story. They're painting Bronson Reed to be a problem. Who's going to stop the problem, RK?
God, hopefully.
It doesn't seem like Seth, right? Seth might be gone for a while. Not a while, but you know what I'm saying. So who's going to be the one to go up against Bronson? Or do they just have him continually take out people? Sammy,
I don't know.
maybe.
Does
Bronson go after Braun Breaker? Does he go after Braun Breaker in the IC title? But that wouldn't make sense after you just attack Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You know? That's
I don't like it. I don't like what they're doing with it. I'm not a Bronson Reed fan.
I'm going to let him cook, but I'm not a fan either.
I want to see where they go with this, but I just don't see where they're going with this. Right. Is he just there to destroy everybody? Is he just the designated, this guy needs to be written off TV for a few months guy now?
No, they'll make something of it. It's not my favorite storyline, but we'll continue.
I just don't know where they could go with it.
We will continue to see.
You need like an ultimate babyface to take him out, so it can't be Braun.
True. What do we got here? Jey Uso hyping up Sami Zayn before the main event. We get a Judgment Day vignette where they announce that Ripley and Priest, we get a new Judgment Day vignette, but then we get the announcement that it will be happening at Bash at Berlin. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest will be taking on Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio in a mixed tag team match at Bash at Berlin.
Makes sense.
Makes total sense. And then post Bash at Berlin, we have Bad Blood, where I think the singles matches will happen from this tag team match.
And you know what? I was thinking about something like these mixed tag team matches and the whole can't have a woman fighting a man thing.
Oh, Dom's gonna get his shit from Rhea, right?
Just hold up. Remember Royal Rumble a few years back where Nia ate
every finisher? She ate
619.
Yeah,
and I'm just like going, wait a second. If they did that, could we actually see?
That's a good question because they did do it to Nia. Could they do it to Rhea?
Could they do it to Liv? Could Liv eat us out to heaven?
I kind of want to see it, but I don't see why not. I really don't.
In this day and age, honestly, I don't think you can really claim the whole reason it stopped was man on woman violence, right?
Yeah.
And wrong. Totally. But that being said, this is you watch movies, you see dudes fucking beating up women. You watch superhero movies, Captain Marvel fighting fucking Thanos.
I'm pretty sure Jordan Grace has had a bunch of matches against men.
Yeah, Chelsea Green has a bunch of matches against men.
Right here in Indianapolis at the Squared Circle Expo, Sky Blue was here, and she had a match with a man against
the indie show I saw 2 weeks ago. They had a man versus a woman.
I just don't know. TV. I understand it's TV. There's a difference.
I get it, but I just think, I don't. It's a story. It's acting.
I think you can do it, but the woman should stand tall in this day and age, maybe with the culture that we do live in. You know, but in reality, I want to see Dom hit the 619 on Rhea, but then when he goes to go for more is when he gets caught with the Riptide, and that's it. You know. But at the same time, I don't think he should be able to hit the 619 on Rhea, and that's not because she's a woman. It's because Rhea should beat the living fuck out of him.
Yeah. So, anyways, nonetheless,
But Damien can easily fucking hit a South of Heaven chokeslam on Liv Morgan. She's tiny.
I just instantly went back to like, well, fuck, they let Nia eat everybody's finisher.
I mean, I'm intrigued to see what they do. I totally think Dom's getting hit with the Riptide. I do think that's happening. But Liv or Rhea getting hit with anything? I don't know. Because Liv can even attack Damien. She's already jumped on his back and stuff before.
Yeah.
And we've seen many of
them. I'm just
like
what, out there.
Like what Zelina's hit a Hurricane Rana a bunch of times on dudes.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
That's a really good question.
I just think, equality rise, just let them actually have a proper mixed gender tag match. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't get the point of mixed tag matches if it's just the men versus the men and the women versus the women.
Totally. Yeah,
I just don't get it.
On that.
I don't see the point of it.
We get an announcement for what will be happening next week on Raw. It is the WWE Women's Tag Team titles on the line. It is a triple threat. Unholy Union, Damage Control, the PFC of WWE, the Pure Fusion Collective. New Day.
Don't even.
New Day and Odyssey Jones taking on the Final Testament. And Sheamus and Pete Dunne were announced for Monday Night Raw the following week. The main event of the night, though, 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker taking on Sami Zayn. I think anyone with a brain kind of knew Braun Breaker was going to retain here. He does in a 2 out of 3 falls match, winning pinfalls 2 and 1. This was just a really good match. I mean, truly, these two are fantastic in the ring together. Put on a fantastic 2 out of 3 falls match. Braun Breaker is the future of the WWE without a doubt. Triple H even posting a picture with Braun basically saying the future of the WWE in it. The dude's got it. He's amazing. Sammy is fantastic as well, taking nothing away from him. What'd you think of the 2 out of 3 falls match?
Man, this was a hard-hitting match. You wouldn't expect anything less. Sami Zayn, when it comes down to big-time matches, he delivers. He does. Braun is just so naturally gifted. It's ridiculous.
Quick, favorite Sami Zayn match. Quick, favorite Sami Zayn match that you've watched.
3 falls against Braun Breaker.
Really?
I enjoyed every second of this match.
I was going to say his Elimination Chamber match against Roman. I just thought that was fantastic.
He lost. I don't remember that match.
Really? We didn't watch that?
That wasn't this year or last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
I probably just started watching. No, I was watching. Did I watch last season? I don't remember.
It was before the WrestleMania where Cody lost to Roman.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that was a great match.
In Canada.
That was a great match. That was a great match.
Hot.
That was a great match.
It's like
this match, though.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Carry on with this match.
This match, I'm not even kidding when I say that this is probably my favorite match of Sammy's because it was back and forth. It was really fucking well put together, and the story told it because Zayn wasn't going to win this match through pure talent. No. Braun hasn't beaten that hands down. Zayn had to get smart, try to outwit him, do some things that are out of his wheelhouse, and that in the end cost him the match because he tried to go for the top rope fucking move and got hit with the spear. Mm-hmm. But he knew he had to pull something out if he was going to win this match. The storytelling in this match was brilliant from start to finish.
Better than the match at the pay-per-view?
Yes.
For sure. Okay. Just wanted to throw that part out there.
The pay-per-view match was 7 minutes long, dude.
Rushed.
That nearly a 20-minute match here, and it was good. I enjoyed the shit out of the match start to finish. This was a main event match. The story told him was what got me because it's just like, can Sami do it? We all knew he wasn't doing it. This is Braun's time. But the way they told the story throughout this match, you're like, Sami could do this. He's pulling out all the stops. He's doing stuff he doesn't usually do.
The biggest spot was that one where Sami went for the moonsault off the barricade. Braun caught him and just threw him over the barricade onto Samantha Irvin's charity bounce.
Have you watched the replays of that?
Yes.
He literally just gets torpedoed into the chair.
It was insane, truly. But yeah,
that doesn't not hurt.
No, that match capped off what was, as RK said before we started talking about it, a beautiful, fantastic Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Any final thoughts about Raw before we move along here, RK?
Man, if Breaker's this good already and he's only going to get better, it's fucking wild.
I can't wait to see what the future holds for him. With that being said, we will get
Okay,
into...
so this brings up Braun Breaker, world champion for sure. Absolutely. One day has to be.
So next year? Is that fair? Is that too early?
Is it that quick? Is it that quick? Or does he hold the IC title and break Gunther's record?
The only reason I can see them actually doing that is because they
don't have a 660 day, 666 day title reign.
That, and it's like, we really want to put you in the main event scene, but we got a lot of shit we got to finish up and figure out with all these other guys first. There's not really a spot for you in the world title picture right now, so we're gonna put the IC title on you and let you dominate. I'm cool with that, but without a doubt, multiple time world champion in the WWE, without a doubt. That leads us to NXT, which we will get to in just a second. And that was a quick little BRB because we were talking about NXT from Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. Kick off the show where Sarah Schreiber is hosting a segment, but is interrupted by the NXT champion himself, Ethan Page. Vic Joseph, Booker T, welcome the audience to the broadcast. Before we transition into the music for Ethan Page coming out, Ethan Page was just, but you get it. Ethan Page comes to the ring, where he's bragging about retaining his title against Oro Mensah, declared that no one would take the title off of him until he's interrupted by Joe Hendry. They didn't say his name. He just appeared on his own accord to challenge.
Well, he said he was going to. He said you wouldn't have to say my name this time. I'm going to be there.
Calling a shot. He wants a shot at the title, but he's attacked by Wes Lee a week after his betrayal of the Rascals. Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, or Joe Hendry, Wes Lee, or a triple threat? What do you prefer here?
I prefer Hendry and Ethan Page 1-on-1.
Yeah. They don't put a title on Joe Hendry, do they? I'm not saying they may not.
Do.
But
I think they do.
The NXT title on a TNA superstar.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. Don't get me wrong.
You know what that does? Twofold. One, Joe Hendry, awesome. He's literally the hottest thing going on right now. He's appearing places that you would never expect wrestlers to appear. Like just randomly on people's fucking newscasts for no reason whatsoever. That's how hot he is right now. Like that's just organically you're making a name for yourself. Two, actually back on number one, the dude bought a billboard for himself outside of the fucking stadium in Glasgow. Like, want to talk about self-promotion, that's how you fucking do it. I don't remember what number two was. Just one. Joe Hendry does deserve it. Oh, two. It shows the WWE is willing in these partnerships with other wrestling companies to let them get over. They're not just they're going to bury all of their talent.
Even if Hendry loses, is it burying him?
No, not in this situation. I'm just saying that the potential there is like, could this happen? Yes, it could. Should it happen? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe you do it.
But I think you do it just for the pure shock value, really. You just let a TNA star win your NXT title.
And he doesn't have to hold it long. I'm not saying he just goes on a run. I'm not opposed to it. I think the fact that he could win it and then show up on an NXT or TNA taping with it, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. As long as maybe Nick Nemeth shows up on NXT with the TNA World Title, you still got to have some sort of deal in place with that. It's interesting. It's really cool. I'm happy we're even having the discussion. Yeah, we'll see. Wes Lee being involved, it makes sense because.
Also, you know what? Just a little side note. Shout out to these mics we bought for under $100 a piece. They're fucking holding up.
Yeah, they're great.
I'm really impressed because I was like, that seems cheap, but goddamn.
Yeah, they're doing their job. They're doing their job. They're not studio. They're not studio mics. I know there's one for 500 that I could potentially look into, but I'm not there yet. But besides the point, we will see what happens.
When we get that first Blue Chew sponsor.
Yeah, Blue Chew, the best a man can get. I think that's Gillette. I don't know.
That is Gillette.
Anyway, up next, NXT General Manager Ava
Strong enough
announces
for a man, but made for a woman. No, it's secret. You ever heard that joke?
Mm-mm.
So guy walks into a gay bar, right? And everyone's like, for you to be in here, you have to tell us the name of your penis. And he's like, what? Yeah, for you to be in here, you have to tell us the name of your penis. And he's like, all right, it's secret. Like, well, why is it called secret? Well, strong enough for a man, but made for a woman.
All right. NXT General Manager Ava announces there will be a gauntlet eliminator match to crown a number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Ren Sinclair.
Is that going to get us in trouble? Is that joke going to get us in trouble?
No. Ren Sinclair, Adriana Rizzo, and Sol Ruca were the first three participants announced for this match. The other three will be announced later on. Opening match of the night, though, NXT Heritage Cup match. Charlie Dempsey taking on Tony D'Angelo for the Heritage Cup. Charlie Dempsey is going to win the Heritage Cup back for the No Quarter Catch Crew in round 5 with a 2-1 win. A little help from Ren Sinclair in this one to distract Tony or pull Tony down to allow Charlie to pick up the win and get the final fall. Yeah, I think this was the right call. What do you think of the match? And yeah,
I think it shows it's more for Ren than anything this win because it shows her instant her addition to the team pays off instantly for the team.
Oh yeah,
because she did help Charlie get the win. So there's a story to be told there, and I think this just continues the feud between the D'Angelo family for a little bit longer.
Yeah, he'll get another shot at it, but then I don't really know what else there is for the D'Angelo family to go about doing. But Sean's probably got something cooked up for him. We'll see. With that being said, we have Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. They see Tatum Paxley nearly basically losing it in the corner. Vice tries to talk to Tatum, but Paxley exploded in anger and told Vice not everyone was handed their opportunities. Like you, Lola. Lola seemed confused and whatever. Paxley said, I'll show you, and they're going to have a match later in the night. I'm not sold on Lola still, even though she's a face now, apparently.
I like her.
We get a video package previewing Eddie Thorpe and Lexis King. That match does happen, and Lexis King picks up the win with the coronation. This match wasn't great. That's all I have to say on that one. What do you think?
I mean, you're not really going to get much out of a match in 3 minutes, period.
True.
But no matter how good either wrestler are, top tier or developmental, you're not going to get a good match in 3 minutes, plain and simple. I do like King getting the win here because it seems like he eats a lot of losses, and I really hope that one day we just get Brian Pillman Jr.
They should just do it. They should pull the trigger on it. I agree. What do we got here? We got a Trick Williams promo calling out Pete Dunne, saying the two are more similar than what he thought. Williams said he wanted a rematch and promised to figure Dunne out at that point. Kelly Kincaid has interviewed Pete Dunne, who was watching that moment, that promo from Trick, where he says, "Nah, I'm moving forward toward the NXT Championship." Pete Dunne wants to figure it out. He's going to figure it out and go for the NXT Championship. Metaphors Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend are arguing with Fallon, Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix, specifically with Henley and Jane taking issue with Lash and Jackson being brought into NXT from college, that they didn't do the time like they did, and made the point that Jasmine Nix came straight from college, but she's different apparently. Nothing really much to add with that one. We get the Lola Vice Tatum Paxley match. Lola picks up the win. I think there was a distraction where Kalani was attacked from behind because she was on commentary. Wendy Chu attacked Kalani ringside, I think distracting Tatum. I don't really know if Tatum's a face or a heel in this. I think she's a face, maybe.
I think she just wants a friend.
Yeah, be her friend. I'd be Tatum's friend. She's sweet. I love Tatum.
I like Tatum. I actually really like Tatum, and she does. She's got some skill. I think there's something there. This is where NXT really just like you said it earlier. Great opening, great finish in the middle. Man, we just look the last match. Eddie Thorpe, Lexis Kane, 3 minutes 8 seconds. Tatum Paxley, Lola Vice, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Like, why are we having these short matches? Like,
I don't know.
I don't like it.
To get Lola Vice and Tatum Paxley to hug after the match while they stared at Wendy Chu. That's what happened.
I do like the Wendy Chu angle. I like the Tatum angle. Don't like Lola, but everyone else here worked. I just don't get these short matches. Like, we're trying to showcase talent, and we're leaning a little bit too much in the story and forgetting completely about the wrestling.
There's a happy medium. The next 3 entrants for the women's gauntlet match are Carmen Petrovich, Jada Parker, and Kendall Gray. The match will be taking place on NXT next week. Brinley Reese and Carmen Petrovich. We're talking about Petrovich saying she deserved to be in the gauntlet match. But Brinley really thought she was going to get in. Izzy Dame interrupts him and said that no, she should have been in the match. Reese said she was not in the match. Even though Brinley wasn't in the match, she wasn't bitching about it like Izzy Dame. Izzy responded by saying she couldn't stand her since last year's tryout at SummerSlam, leading to a match later in the night.
Did you have a stroke reading that? Like I had a stroke listening to you read that?
That was tough. Izzy Dame versus Brinley Reese coming up later because Izzy Dame doesn't like Brinley Reese. She hasn't liked her since their SummerSlam tryout. There you go. No, I could have just said that.
Yeah, I would have.
We get a Wesley promo explaining the actions from last week after betraying the Rascals, explaining that he was done cleaning up after Zachary Wentz's messes. Lee understood it was fine if Wentz wanted a match against him, but he promised to beat the hell out of it, Wentz, and then he would get a shot at the NXT title. So basically, I think he said he kind of put himself out of the NXT title picture when he said that. He said, no mercy's coming up, and I'm sure we're going to have a match at it. So he kind of hinted that match is going to happen, and then I'll figure out the NXT title.
Man, how wildly good is that match going to be?
I can't wait. He ends the promo by wishing Wentz the best of luck in his future endeavors. Basically saying this is your last match in NXT, and we're gonna wish you the best. Or on behalf of, what am I butchering it?
Yeah, you are horribly. Stop reading their shit, man. So he said,
go ahead.
On behalf of a WWE superstar, we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically how Zachary Wentz was fired.
Yeah. And for people that get it.
Which is wild that they'd even touch on that because he got fired for a wild reason.
Well, it was really not on him. It was a fabrication or some shit, wasn't it?
No, there was literally a picture of him dressed up like a Nazi in the fucking salute. So
when he's in college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nonetheless, it's a bad image.
Oh, totally.
People can come back from that. People make mistakes. Justin Trudeau dressed up in blackface. He's a prime minister of a country.
Yeah. Yep. That happened. Pete Dunne interrupts Wes and says, I'm impressed, but told him to simmer down because he's got first of the title. Joe Hendry interrupts. Brawl ensues between those three. Kelly Kincaid interviews Axiom and
the other allegations against Zachary Wentz weren't true. They were they were dropped.
Yeah.
Or the allegations of him beating up his girlfriend or whatever it was, not true.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Axiom and Frazier are interviewed backstage by Kelly Kincaid, where they're locked in. They're ready to retain their titles later tonight. We are about to get an interview with the family, but they are cut off by Oba Femi promoting his match against Otis, which was coming up next. Ridge Holland is speaking with the rest of Chase University's Andre Chase, Thea Hale, Duke Hudson, and Riley Osborne, and thanks them for trusting him, and he's promising to bring titles back to the university. All of them are on the same page here. They've accepted Ridge, and they're going to have his back in the main event of this NXT taping. Before we get to the next match, I know I just rattled off like 3 things there. Anything you wanted to hit on?
No.
thought you were gonna say something. That's why I was taking a drink.
I did it. I did that on purpose because I remember it was a few shows back. You thought the thing, you muted yourself, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, great.
So
The
now
NXT
it's just become a thing because I can sense when you're looking for that moment, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to give it to you. I refuse to give it to you.
NXT North American Championship match: Oba Femi taking on Otis. Oba is gonna
the highlight of the night right here.
Apparently, according to Fightful, it was the highlight of the night. Oba Femi, or sorry, the headline of the night. It was the headline, not the highlight. Oba Femi defeats.
They probably don't know what the difference between the two words mean, anyways.
Oba Femi defeats Otis to retain his title. Of course, we kind of figured that much. They beat him with a walking power bomb, though. It's pretty cool. Big power bomb on a big guy like Otis. It was
Vader bomb.
What'd you think of the match? And obviously, I think we both knew Oba was going to retain, but yeah, what'd you think?
The ending was cool. We were kind of expecting. No, I got nothing. The ending was cool. We were waiting for that moment where Oba was going to showcase his power. We were waiting for that moment.
Yep.
We got it in the Vader bomb at the end there. That was cool. The ending, like the last minute and a bit of the match was really cool. Leading up to it, it was just like, Otis ain't winning. We know he's not winning, so I am not interested in this match in any way whatsoever.
After this, we get a vignette of Brooks Jensen where he's reflecting on his spiral, saying that one person was there for him the whole time, and it was who is it? Who was it? But then it all turns around, and it is just a vignette that is being coached and recorded for Sean Spears, who was impressed in the promo because he basically is the one that wrote it, put him towards it. That was incredible. That was really good.
So good.
Really good.
Well, it was a good because you're like, oh, okay,
just a normal
cool.
vignette here.
And then all of a sudden he's like, so how was that? And then it's just, I was like,
oh my God, that's incredible. That's good shit. Really good shit with Sean Spears there. Malik Blade, Edris Enofe, and Hank Walker watched the Jensen vignette and were concerned. Tank meets with Walker and reveals that they have a match next week against the Good Brothers since the Good Brothers interrupted their cookout at the Great American Bash. The Izzy Dame Brindley Reese match happens. Izzy Dame picks up the win over Brindley Reese.
Hey, look, another less than 5 minute match.
Yep.
Why?
Yep. And like we said, this was a rough week for wrestling. Kelly Kincaid is interviewing Ava, where she announces that
Thank God Raw delivered, because if Raw didn't deliver, it would have been a horrible week for wrestling.
Ava announces that there will be a triple threat number one contenders match between Wesley, Pete Dunne, and Joe Hendry next week. That will determine the challenger for Ethan Page.
That could be a wildly good match.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Roxanne Perez interrupts, saying the only problem with Ava booking the gauntlet was that no one would get close to her title. Man, I'm still waiting on Stephanie.
We're just fucking queuing up for when Stephanie shows up.
Because
Julia also just finished her last date in Japan.
Let's be real. Roxanne probably is going to retain at No Mercy for whoever wins the gauntlet match. And then is that finally when we get it?
I think we get it at No Mercy.
Yeah. Just one of them, though, right? Or do you do both of them?
With how long they've waited now, it almost feels like they're going to do a double debut.
Ooh, both of them? Or one of them comes up and stares her down, and then the lights go out, and the other one comes out? Like, no, me. It's like,
I feel like because they've already squandered a chance of bringing out Stephanie earlier than Julia. Julia, I just read that she's literally just finishing up her last required date in Japan.
Is she back, like healthy? Right?
I think so.
Be. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait. So I think at this point, No Mercy. I think we get a double debut.
Maybe. We'll see.
All I know is I was pumped about Julia because Julia's awesome, but I'm way more pumped for Stephanie, and I don't want Stephanie to be overshadowed by Julia. I really don't.
I don't want. That's my problem. Is I don't want either of them to
overshadow either one.
Yeah. Man, their first match on NXT is against each other. Winner faces Roxanne. I don't know. Shawn Michaels is gonna have some fun figuring that one out. The main
Man,
event
this
of
is
the night.
driving me insane. I was up in an attic today working. I got a whole bunch of insulation in my hair, and I'm fucking
Oh,
dying.
the main event, the NXT Tag Team Championship match between Chase University and the Supersonic duo of Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Winners Chase University are back on top. They are the new NXT Tag Team Champions, that being Andre Chase and Ridge Holland. But as Ridge said earlier, it wasn't just a win for those two, it was a win for Chase University. What did you think of the match, man? It was a great one.
You know what I really liked about this match? Honestly, like straight up going into it, you have multiple ways this match could have gone. You could have had Axiom and Frazier finally having the split that they've been teasing for weeks. You could have had Ridge Holland turning on Andre Chase during the match.
Did not want that.
But I'm just saying,
I know,
going into this match, you had so many ways that this match could have gone that you had no clue how it actually was going to end. You could have had the split between Axiom and Frazier. You could have Ridge turning his back on Chase U. You could have had the clean win like they got. You could have so many different options. What made the match exciting, because you're honestly going into, you're like, they should win, they could win, but what else could happen?
Right. Nothing crazy happened except for the fact that
the full redemption story of Ridge Holland coming to a finish. He's fully redeemed himself at this point.
Oh, beautifully. The confetti, the celebration, Chase U on top again. Can't wait for NXT to see a celebration more. Wow. Deserved, by the way. Deserved.
100%.
100% deserved. But yeah, that was the recap. That was the end of NXT with Chase University standing tall. Anything else with NXT before we... I really don't want to do this, but we're going to.
We're going to. We do it every week, unfortunately. And
I'm not,
like I said, we can't bitch about it if we don't watch it.
Oh, I'm about to be a petty little bitch about this, though, but it's fine.
Ooh, don't do that.
Ooh, damn.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, damn. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite from August 14th, 2024. We open up the show with Mercedes Moné defending her TBS championship against Hikaru Shida. Mercedes is going to pick up the win here. Post-match is the angle. Do you want to talk about the match? Sorry. I know there was a couple things that you pointed out.
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
Okay. Mercedes and Camille attacked Shida afterwards. Britt Baker returned, though, and locked Mercedes in the rings of Saturn. But before she could put the lockjaw on.
Well, actually, no. I do got to talk about it. Fuck. I don't.
You don't have to.
That finish, Mercedes has got to stop that. That was the most horrible looking fucking finish ever. She didn't even, like, if you don't have, does she not have the strength to do it? I mean, she does not, like, she's a tiny woman. Like, that. What is Mercedes doing? If she can't pull, so the wrestlers are told when they're coming up with a finisher, make sure, and even in your interview with Sky Blue, she said it. You have to do a finisher, learn a finisher that you can do on everybody. Yes. If you can't do it on everybody, why is it your finisher?
Right.
So Mercedes, that her Monet maker, whatever, it just looked really bad this week, and I don't know why, but it just seems like, I don't know, man. Like, come on, go back to using the crossface or something as
she
your
does
finisher.
still.
Like,
she still does it, but that.
Well, just use that. Stop using the Monet maker because it looks horrible every fucking time you do it, and somehow she manages to make it look worse every time.
Afterwards, her and Camille, like I said, attacked Shida. Britt returned, though, locked her in the rings of Saturn, and went to put in the lockjaw with the glove on, but Camille saved the day. Renee Paquette interviewed Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal backstage, but before really anything gets said, Hangman attacked them and assaulted Jay Lethal on the way to the ring for their match, which saw Hangman defeating Jay Lethal in that match. Anything from that match you would like to add? It seemed like it was a pretty quick one, if I recall.
It's one of those matches, Jay Lethal by no means is a jobber.
No.
But he is a jobber in the sense that he's used as a proper enhancement because he's a veteran guy who's had a very storied career. And if you can beat a veteran like that, that's a huge boost to you.
Yeah.
So Heyman beating Jay felt like a big thing, in my opinion.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but did Hangman even need to have a match with Jay though? And then
No, it's one of those matches that make no sense. But Heyman getting the win does boost him because Jay is he has a storied career.
what do we got? Will Ospreay MJF vignette. We get that. Just hype another match, and I think this is where they showed that on if you didn't know, but now you know if you're watching AEW that he showed up at the Rev Pro show. After that finishes, Pac is featured where he challenges the winner of Will Ospreay and MJF to a title match at All Out. So there's that. Darby Allin vignette.
This was a good promo.
Yes, that's what I was trying to. The promo was really good. Just Darby talking about how much AEW basically means to them and how AEW means absolutely fuck all to Jack Perry, basically. Leading him, and Darby does come to the ring or goes to enter the arena, but the Jack Perry hits him with a knee, taking him out. And you would think the camera would follow them backstage. We don't. We see the announcers for a minute, and then we see them backstage fighting.
They have a weird way of doing things, man.
By the way, Perry has the upper hand the whole time, slamming his head into a metal door with his rib cage, and then he tries to use a big wheeling a piece of equipment into Darby's head, but security stops him. Jack ends the segment with a challenge to Darby for a coffin match at AEW All In at Wembley, which, you know, if he said it, it's coming true, and it does get announced later in the show. Are you excited for Darby Allin, Jack Perry?
Yes, because I want Darby Allin to win this match.
Oh, totally. Will he?
I am excited because a Darby Allin match is not an entertaining match.
No. My question: do you think he beats Jack Perry?
I don't think so, but
I think he does.
He should.
I think he does because then he has
Darby Allin. Out of your 4 pillars of whoever said the 4 pillars of AEW were, Darby Allin legit is one. That guy puts his body on the line for your company every time he's in that ring. He does not put on a not entertaining match.
I think it was Darby, MJF, Jack Perry, and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. Darby does not put on a bad match. He doesn't. He's entertaining as fuck. You know he's going to try to kill himself at some point during the match. Oh, and it looks great every time. So
I'm just thinking in my head because I kind of I do want Darby to win, and I think he should win because he also has that guaranteed AEW world title match.
Man, there's a lot of guarantees of matches happening all the time.
There's a lot going on. We get a Mariah May.
That's what I mean. Their storylines, there's nothing cohesive about what they do. It's just random.
We get Mariah May movie playing. It starts to go black and white, and then she says, "We're not doing that shit." Basically says she's going to forget Tony Storm. And then Tony's going to obsess over this and her for the rest of her life. We get an interview with Mina Shigarawa with Renee. I don't really recall much from this interview. Basically, she said, I was looking at my phone. She said she hoped no one would get hurt in this match between Mariah and Tony and didn't pick a winner.
All I know is Mina was there with her twins, and she was talking about something.
Yeah. Next is the.
You know what she's doing. You know what they were doing. The camera was aimed. Like, you know what the fuck they were doing.
Well, and then you put the graphic up in front of it and then take it away. So the eyes, they know what they're doing. Triple threat match, and with the stipulation that the winner will enter the Casino Gauntlet at All In first. This is Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Just back up for a second, because you're trying to avoid the question of why you're distracted.
I was looking at her boobs.
Yeah. So, anyways, nonetheless, I'm just bringing this up here. It's kind of weird how they purposely like have that segment, her dressed like that, to sell something, and it's what the history of the world, sex sells. It does. It's simple as that. It always has, always will. And then it's such a weird society that we live in where we can't sit here and go, yeah, we were looking at exactly what they were trying to get people to look at. Like it's
Yeah,
just
you're
I
right.
just find that baffling
I
that
see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right.
I
You're
just
right.
find like they're selling it and then you got to feel awkward about buying what they're selling. It's like, well, they're selling it. What do you want? What do you want from me?
Yeah. The triple threat match: Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. Winner will be first at the All In Casino Gauntlet. Orange Cassidy picks up the win here, and man, this match was not good.
It was
I wasn't
good, but it
feeling it.
wasn't. How do you explain that? It was good, but it wasn't. It had a lot of action, a lot of cool shit happened, but at the same time, I was not interested in it at all.
Something about it just made me not care. I don't know. It was weird, man. But Orange Cassidy picks up the win. Post match, Kyle O'Reilly looked pissed, but he does congratulate Orange Cassidy afterwards. We get the face-to-face segment between Claudio Castagnoli and Kazuchika Okada. Claudio says that he's always felt like the Continental title was meant for him. Says he's going to make this title shot count. Okada said he was going to hold on to the title until the next Continental Classic tournament, and then did his lines and called him a bitch and walked away. Or he did, what did he do?
Yeah, he's like, oh, Mr. Peck guy, Mr. Peck guy.
I will hold the title, blah, blah, bitch. Left, and Claudio basically says, yeah, I don't really want the bitch guy. I want the Rainmaker. I want Kazuchika Okada. I want
the 4G1 winning Rainmaker.
want the
and you know what? Claudio said what we all say. We all want. We want the Okada that was the best wrestler for a long time.
Yep. And it's probably actually going to be a really good match, Claudio and Okada.
Claudio does not put on it. Claudio does not put on a bad match.
If Okada does Okada shit that he should do, you can.
Okada's a powerhouse. Okada's a powerhouse, and if he's good. Right. He is good in the ring. He has a different style that doesn't always hit, but when he's in a high-profile match with a high-profile opponent, he delivers. He always has.
Renee Paquette is interviewing Christian Cage in the Patriarchy. Christian talks about wanting to hold every single championship.
So fucking good.
He's so good. Until he's holding everything simultaneously, and says he's not going to be there on Rampage when Nick Wayne fights that fatherless piece of crap, Kip Sabian. What'd you think of this promo? Yes, Christian is fantastic.
He's so good as a heel, man. So good. He kicks Renee out and then says she's probably a worse mother than she is an interviewer. I was just like, my Lord, this guy's good.
That made me go, what? Did he say that?
Oh, man.
We're attacking moms now. Crazy.
Matt, you could honestly just use that clip there for John Moxley to come back and beat the shit out of Christian Cage.
Yeah, what'd you say about my wife, bitch?
But Matt, Christian Cage, he kicks so good. So good.
Hook is interviewed by Tony Schiavone in the ring. He wants to face Chris Jericho for the FTW title right then and there. Jericho comes out and agrees, but it will not be tonight. It will be at Wembley Stadium. But the stipulation is that this is Hook's last shot, and that next week he has to face Big Bill in the ring. Hook agrees, says he'll gladly face Big Bitch in the ring. Yeah. What you think?
I sure hope Big Bill falls through on his promise of
oh yeah,
people being stuffed inside of Taz.
Yeah. That was said.
Oh man, you can't write this shit. Oh wait, they do.
They somebody does. Somebody's writing this shit. I don't know who wrote this match, but up next, the AEW Tag Team Championship match between the Young Bucks, who have been claimed as one of the greatest tag teams in the world, taking on the Acclaimed. The Young Bucks pick up the win via DQ because FTR interfered, causing disqualification. Cash Wheeler and Dax will face the Acclaimed on Saturday at Collision, where the winners will face the Young Bucks at Wembley. What'd you think of the match, and what'd you think of the finish there?
it's kind of wild to think that the Bucks are not getting the crowd reactions that they used to anymore.
The crowd was chanting zero aura.
Yeah, it's just it's not a good sign for the Bucks because the Bucks have been on top of the world forever. They're in their own world, really. And I think that's just now finally falling flat on the fans, going, we don't want that anymore. It's almost like they back themselves in the corner with this whole EVP thing and we control everything so much that fans are just starting to say, you guys aren't that good anymore.
Right.
Goes back to what I'm saying. I mean, one's 33, the other one's 37, whatever it is. They're not old by any means. They're not young, but they shouldn't be at the point in their careers where they're slowing down and doing less stuff. They should be still grinding. Especially as a tag team. As a tag team, it's even worse because you're a tag team. What individual accolades do you guys have? Really,
None.
honestly.
None. So there was that. We'll see who they end up facing at Wembley Stadium. Cue Good Riddance by Green Day because Bryan Danielson's career retrospective plays with the tune of Good Riddance. Hope you've had the time of your life by Green Day. All because Bryan Danielson said he wanted that to play at his funeral. So Tony Khan said,
Tony Khan's like, perfect. I'll play it for your eulogy of your last match ever.
Including clips of his career minus WWE. We talked about that in the news, so really don't need to go on that anymore. That led to the Swerve Strickland Wheeler Yuta match, which was stopped by we didn't even watch the match. To be real, we can admit that, right? We didn't really fully watch the match. We did, but we didn't. We kind of
we skipped through. We were done by this point.
I was over it. But it was finished by way of referee stoppage because Swerve, 3 house calls, kicks to the face like Brian does, pummeling with fists, referee stoppage. Immediately after the match, Danielson runs to the ring to stop any further damage. Strickland left, cuts a promo saying he was going to cripple Danielson in Wembley in front of his family, specifically his daughter. Danielson continued to check on Wheeler. Swerve ran to the ring, hit Danielson with a house call, and ended the show by hitting the yes pose. That was dynamite. The end, I don't mind that ending actually at all. I get it, but
you get it. I don't, because this puts Swerve back into the heel territory 100%.
No, he's always been this. I even thought about it more. I thought about yes, he has. I've always thought about it as that. He's always went above and beyond to win and defend his title. Look at the battle he had with Hangman. He was face at that point. The crowd, he was over. The crowd was over for Swerve when he had the death matches with Hangman. He was over when
no.
He's not a face.
He's back in heel territory. No, but he was face because he was on Team AEW. He was on the face side.
Yeah, but he was talking about. He's never changed how he acts. He has never. The way he cuts his promos have always been the same. You can't deny that. The way he talks has always been the same. He's not a heel and he's not a face. He is.
Well, now he's a heel because he just attacked Danielson from behind.
Sure, he did the same thing to Samoa Joe though. When he was going for the title, but he wasn't a heel.
But no, but my point is, they ride this weird fucking wave where he's a good guy.
He's a tweener.
He's a good guy.
It's called being a tweener. He's literally doing that. He's over. But people love him. People.
No, you see, Stone Cold was constantly straight line down the middle. Swerve does this. That's the same thing. Swerve does this.
No, he doesn't. He really doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He does not.
He does.
I'm not trying to defend AEW.
You don't see it because you love him, which is cool.
He literally cuts the same promos every week when he's talking shit. He talks shit. His voice has not changed. He has done the same shit every week. He is a diabolical. He literally, what has he been saying for the past few weeks? I'm the most dangerous man in AEW. So he proved that he was the most dangerous man in AEW. He showed him by beating down Wheeler Yuta, and then he's defending his championship and hit him with a house call.
He's gone back. He's up and down.
You're just blinded by your hate for AEW. So you want to find any little and tiny thing.
There's no consistency to him.
You're fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. No. He did the same shit when he fought Hangman. He did the same shit when he fought Samoa to win the title.
When he was fighting Hangman, he was a face.
He was not. What face is breaking into somebody's fucking house and stealing their shit and breaking pictures? That's not a face.
But Heyman was a face. Someone was a face.
Nobody.
I don't know. It's all dumb.
That's what people who lost the argument said. AEW sucked though. Let's be real. That was a tough show. Was there any positive?
It made me, like I said, it makes me want to watch all less.
Agreed. Totally. I really don't have anything else to say about it. All In's coming up, and as you just said, I really
it makes me want to just watch highlights, and that's it. Just say, oh, okay, cool, he won, sweet.
Oh yeah, that person won. Oh, okay, cool. I hear you, but that was that.
But that being said, we'll watch Dynamite next week because it's in Cardiff. It's the go home show.
Maybe they do something big.
Maybe.
That has been episode number 18. Before we go, of course, we will have to go ahead and say it. What was your show of the week? 3?
For a second week in the row, Raw.
Monday Night Raw. Who was your wrestler of the week?
That's actually a really tough one, but I probably got to go with Sami Zayn.
I was going to go Braun Breaker. Again, I think I've picked Braun before. Either of them makes sense to me. I was also contemplating just saying Dom. It doesn't have to be what they did in the ring, but you know.
No, but I really liked Sami this week. I liked Sami this week.
I'm going Braun. So there's that. This has been Top Rope Renegades This Week in Wrestling, episode number 18. We had a lot of fun with the news, rumors, and innuendo. RK thinks maybe we should do a separate whole show with that, which is, who knows? Stay tuned. We may fucking come up with something while we're watching SmackDown. You never know. With that being said, though, we have to watch SmackDown. But before we go, though, RK, do you have any parting words?
Yes. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kurt.
Got no audio.